now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience.
Hey, what's up, everybody? All right, this
How we doing, guys?
What's up, fellas? Joe,
Hey.
Tuna, how's it going, guys?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Week? Doing well. Just getting older, man, and not wiser, but otherwise pretty good. Welcome to the Culture Council viewers. It's 4 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. It is 9 p.m. with our UK viewers. Just want to thank everybody for coming in and say hello. This is your one-stop shop for rednecks, redcoats, and everything in between. We got some funny and cool things to talk about that's happened over the last week. And we've also got Rachel back with us from Chat About It, Don't Shout About It, and I'm bringing her on out now. Might as well. Oh, wait. We both tried
I was here, and then I disappeared. Hi.
Hey, what's up, Rachel? How's it going?
I'm good, thanks. Hey, can you hear me all right? I had some
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we hear you fine. Hope you've had a good week. We enjoyed having you, and we wanted to have you back where it was just you for the whole 2 hours. So we're really glad to have you.
Thank you for bringing me back.
Oh, you're welcome. We'll go around the horn and kind of check in with everybody real quick, and then we'll go. Diabolical Tuna, what's going on, man? You got anything going on? Anything you need to talk about?
No, not urgently. I had a bit of a relaxed day today. I've been playing Skull and Bones on the Xbox. That's been about me, to be honest. So
is that multiplayer?
No problem.
Is that multiplayer?
Yes. It's not exactly gonna blow your socks off, but
that's what I heard. I watched
like Suicide Squad, for example.
I was wanting it to be like Black Flag or something. Joey, what's up, man?
Hey, nothing much. Just I sit here like always, just editing videos, and I'm ready to take a break.
How long have you been awake, Joe?
Okay, well, let me preface this by saying when I went to bed last night, because that's the only way to do it justice. Okay, so technically I did get up at 10 a.m., but my excuse is that I went to bed at 5 a.m.
Exactly.
So
you're still young enough to be able to handle it. What about you, Rachel? You had a good week? Everything been going okay for you in the big United Kingdom? Oh, you're muted. Hey, there you go. Sorry, you were muted. Have you been having a good week? Everything going good?
Yeah, going good, thanks. I made a fortune off the strike last night. And I got soaking wet at work today.
We're definitely going to go over that because I want to ask you about that with the UK delivery people strike. I've got it as one of the crazy tabs. But first, since we've got an all-loving Doctor Who crew, we're just going to take a really quick look at an article. And we've just got different things to look at. We've got a lot of funny things and crazy things, just like usual. Let's see here. This particular article caught my eye. It's been out for a while. I don't think it was too long after we did the last podcast, but so here it is. David Tennant says Doctor Who special is very much the end of the story. I know everybody wants to comment real quick. Tuna, go ahead and say your negative thing because I got it in my head too. Says David Tennant says Doctor Who special is very much the end of the story. I don't think he discounts coming back at some point, but I believe he's saying like it's the end of him being a focus. The Doctor
that's all I'm gonna say on it. I think there's more
Hey, you want to watch me piss a bunch of English people off? The Doctor is perfectly happy in Chiswick. He assures fans. Yes, I know it's Chiswick. All right, but let's see here. So we got David Tennant has debunked rumors that he could reprise the role of the Doctor in Doctor Who following the uplifting ending to the final 60th anniversary. It didn't really uplift me. The recent trilogy came to its conclusion as the 14th Doctor, Tennant, faced off against the toy maker, Neil Patrick Harris, whose brutal attack provoked a regeneration, or at least that's what it seemed initially. Instead, fans witnessed a bi-generation. Yeah, we know all that. Just give me to what David Tennant said.
Brutal attack? Didn't he just shoot him with a laser?
I think so, yeah. Okay, here we go. The door is not any more open than it ever was, because in Doctor Who, if you want to bring someone back, there are endless ways to do it. Yeah, I mean, so there's all kinds of ways you could come back in Doctor Who. You could find a way to bring anybody back. The celebrated actor also refused to get drawn into hypotheticals of what would happen if Earth was invaded while Gatwa's current Doctor was exploring elsewhere. Oh, okay. As in he would have to step up. He countered. You could also say, why has Patrick Troughton not landed here? It unpicks if you think about that too much. I'm retired. The 14th Doctor is retired. It seems then that fans shouldn't expect a reunion for Tennant and Gatwa anytime soon, as some had speculated. But the former star did acknowledge the show as a huge part of his life, and his temporary return was a real treat. Oh gosh, Rachel, what do you think about that, Rachel?
Well, it would have been a real treat if they'd actually done something good with this Doctor, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was not anything to blow your socks off at all. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Hey, Woody, what's up, everybody? Yeah, I was really disappointed, but I'm glad to see that, because if he's talking like he's not coming back anymore, at least that's longer before they screw something else up.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't come back, actually, in like the nicest possible way as well. And I genuinely mean that. I just don't think he should return at all. They should just get rid of the character. But it's like they've put him on standby just in case Gatwa's Doctor doesn't work out.
Right. I think they've got him
it's almost a
hidden
smart
away,
plan, isn't it?
He's hidden away in Chiswick.
Yeah.
to until they need him. But yeah, I mean, this is going to fail. Well, maybe not. Who knows? They prop up a lot of things that aren't very good. But hopefully this means that they're just going to screw it up with Gatwa. But just a little Doctor Who stuff to get us started. After that,
can I just say real quick?
Yes, Joe, please go ahead. I saw you were busy.
Oh yeah, so I definitely think he's coming back because of the fact that, if this was his last outing, he would have advertised it as such. Like, that would have been all the promotion, wouldn't it? But they didn't go that route, which makes me think that maybe he's having regrets now in hindsight, thinking, maybe I watered down the character a little bit
Maybe
by
he's just been
returning again.
Backup plan, Joe.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Tuna?
Maybe it's just simply a backup plan. That's all it is. Like Rachel said.
It's hard to know. Like, it's hard to believe what anybody says about anything anymore.
I think if it was definite, they would have just like straight up done a full regeneration, right? Instead of essentially like doing a dirty on David Tennant and even doing a dirty on Ncuti Gatwa. He didn't get a clean regeneration. It wasn't his show, from that point on. It was just that double team, and it was just like meh.
That is a weird thing to think about. I don't even think we talked about that when we talked about it before, but it's like that was a weird thing to kind of divide that up, whereas usually you get to focus on that new Doctor so you can kind of get familiar with them and get to like.
Yeah.
And why should we care about the new Doctor if now there's two of them? Like, they really did him dirty. Like, I agree, because they take the attention away from him and put it on David, or at least separate it. So
they did that back in the day with Peter Davison and Colin Baker. Because Colin Baker's first episode aired immediately after Peter Davison's last episode, and they never used to do that. So they did it back to back. Yeah. So his first episode, The Twin Dilemma, which suffered from horrendous rewrites, should have aired it a year later when they'd had time to work on it and make it a bit cleaner. But they aired it the week after. So.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Yeah. Usually there's a the summer off or whatever in between before they come back, and they just tease you at the end. Even the old show did the same thing.
Yeah.
But now listen, for somebody like me who's had children, now they're not in elementary school anymore. But if my kid told me that they wanted to identify as a cat at school, we may have a problem. So check this out, guys. Here is a funny story. Let's see, who did I get this from?
I think I've seen this.
Yeah, Dr. Clown. Yeah, this is great, dude. This is so funny.
I haven't seen this because I've worked mega overtime, so this will be fun.
Enjoy, Rachel.
Thank you.
Yes. Take some parenting tips from an expert mother.
Thank you.
My son identifies as a cat, and his school is not taking that seriously, and I am honestly planning on suing them. So yesterday was the first day of school, and during class, he was licking his paws, and his teacher.
It's always in the eyes, Jenna.
I'm running that back. Hear what she said. She said he was licking his paws.
So yesterday was the first day of school, and during class, he was licking his paws, and his teacher told him to stop, and he didn't. So she called me, and she was like, "Hey, you have to get your son to stop doing this during class. It's really distracting to the other kids." And I was like, I'm not going to tell my son that he can't express himself. I have raised my son to be who he is. And I just think that it's really sad that these schools are trying to indoctrinate children and putting them in this mold to make them think that they need to act like a human, whatever that means.
That's what they are, you dumb bitch.
He's not a human. Anyway,
But that's what these people are doing in reverse. That's the hysterical thing about it.
Oh my God. And look at them eyes. Her eyes are so dilated. It's like, what are you on, lady?
Because they don't accommodate
Catnip
for him.
Yeah.
And I just want to know if there's any other parents out there that are having this issue, because we can put together a class action.
Oh my God.
You know, I love the fact that she says the school is indoctrinating my child right after she says, I raised my son to be who he is. Like, are you joking? Just admit to it.
Well, like, so does that mean they should let him shit in a box in the corner of the classroom?
Oh, God.
I mean, think about it. You got little Sally and freaking Jane are doing mathematics, and they look over, and Bobby Joe's shitting in the corner in a box and scratching it and covering it. I mean, that would just be like, I mean, that's like saying, well, you know, to be himself, he needs to shit on the teacher's desk like carpet. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. And thanks to this is a good, you guys need to go follow this on Twitter. He's got a good
completely agree, Woodrow.
Listen, I'm just going to throw this out there. First of all, the kid is being a kid, but you know what? I used to pretend I was Mary Poppins.
Right.
And I used to pretend to fly off with an umbrella. Doesn't mean I'm going to be turning into Julie Andrews and identifying as Julie Andrews. You know, it's just kid stuff. That's all it is.
Shout out to Woodrow and Outer God. I think that's White Devil. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was totally whack. So I mean, it makes you want to go ahead and crank out some cat kids, don't it, Joe?
No.
But the fact that this moron had I don't know if you'd say temerity, but had the temerity to say that they're indoctrinating kids. It's like, lady, you have no idea. They are really indoctrinating kids. But just like people like this, I mean, look at that face. Look at them eyes, man. She looks like, oh my God. She looks like she could outsmoke me for sure. So let's see. What have I got next here? Oh God, it's hard to say sometimes what I want to do next, but I'm actually going to skip the order that I had planned because this thing is so funny. I have to find it and show you guys. Hang on one sec. Yeah, my brain doesn't always work. I hate. Oh God, here it is. Yeah, sorry, I got too many tabs, guys. It's a madman thing. All right, let's add it in. Oh, guys, I've been waiting to show you guys this for days.
Okay, this is new to me.
Oh, yes. I hope it is. I'm pretty sure she's American. I watched the first few seconds and I was like, I got to take this to the council. So this is another one. Edwin, man. Edwin's always hooking me up with stuff. Like I see him post all kinds of good stuff. So follow him, Nuked for every 2. But check out this lady. And I can't remember. It's like she's all these different things she says. She's like a non-binary disabled prostitute or something. I don't know, but let's watch.
Wow.
I'm Janeway. I'm a queer, gender fluid, disabled sex worker.
Oh man!
It's like how many more things can you tack on to your? I mean, the only thing she was missing was like autistic or something, or post traumatic stress syndrome or something like that. When people claim to have
to add on as many labels as possible.
Jeez.
I'm a punk that loves to fuck and loves to love.
Oh.
I've always just had a draw to the freedom of it. And I've always been such a sexual person, but there is a lot of pressure to identify as she.
Oh my God.
Really?
They, them are my pronouns. I've lost tons of clients for not just accepting the she label.
I would assume that, like, if you're in the mood as a man, like she was feeling like a man that day, and she's got a male client, he's probably not, unless he's gay or something, he's probably not cool with calling her James or something, or a guy. But this lady, look at her hair and stuff, man. This lady is straight whack. Let's watch the rest of it and then laugh.
I recognize a lot of my white and thin privilege have afforded me a lot of
white and
thin privilege. Oh no, I'm so privileged. Oh,
I've got husky privilege, guys.
Opportunities in this business.
There's her cane because she's disabled.
My first stint in college, did I realize the language?
She took that from her pimp when she went out on her own. That was like the symbol of his power. She used to be somebody's girl, but she took his power away.
Of like non-binary, of gender fluid, of trans identities. I didn't have to be the girl my parents raised me to be.
No shit.
So the first time I came out to my family as gender fluid, I played the banjo. I started putting on shows. I remember one of my debut shows, my mom came to see me. I finished a song and I went, "Hey mom, I'm one of those they them people." It was really liberating. Like, she actually just told me she's proud of me for the first time since I became a sex worker, which is, I love my mom. I love you,
Mom. If your mom told you she was proud of you, she was either stupid as hell or lying. My
All
God,
parents, man, they got to deal with this, you know.
So that's like another case of. I heard something kind of interesting, and it was something that I had been thinking about for a couple of days. Was like a lot of these younger people have only ever grown up with the internet and like the fake world, and so the person's theory was that they don't put as much value into the real world because that's all they've ever known.
Part of that world.
Exactly. She's a pod person, no doubt, and you could tell aside from the fact that you couldn't get a magnet within 5 feet of her without ripping something out. She's got that hairdo that just screams like Uber Karen or something. I don't know, man. She does look Deliverance if the rednecks were gender fluid. Yeah. Yeah, I could see him being like, "Squeal, boy, it's ma'am." Let's see here. So what do we got next? Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Smash or pass?
Ooh, that is a hard smash, man. Are you kidding me?
I knew it. I knew she'd appeal to you. All right, let's see what craziness I got next. All right, we did cat lady, we did gender fluid, fucktard. Oh God, guys, you got to see this. Having slaves is like back in style again. It's just a new label. They call them immigrants.
Yeah.
Now. Did you hear about this? Oh God, this is good. This is good. All right, so basically, and I'm pretty sure they're probably trying to pull this in. They're probably trying to pull this in the UK. I know they're trying to pull this in the UK. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't figure out some way to force this on you. But basically,
I mean, we did start it, didn't we?
These white liberal women, I guess you would say, they found out how to actually get something out of this whole major migrant thing, as we will see here.
Only see here on NBC 10 Boston, a migrant family from Haiti is sharing their experience. They're searching for shelter in the Boston area and then recently found a host home in Brookline. And now they're looking for jobs. As NBC 10's Aaron Logan reports, they say these last few weeks have been life-changing. And
it's been an emotional few weeks for Wildande Joseph and her husband. First, sleeping on the floor at Logan.
So he's supposed to be without and wanting, and they want to show him sitting there staring at a smartphone with nice headphones on.
An airport.
Yes, basically.
Children's hospital with their 2-year-old daughter who got very sick.
Me siento mal. Es muy difícil este tiempo. Oh.
She felt bad, as any mother would. Now things are looking.
She said in Haitian, it's very difficult. Haitian is just like it's like Creole. It's like a combination of French and Spanish and English. I can understand it, but I can't speak it.
Looking much brighter as they've been welcomed into Lisa Hillenbrand's Brookline apartment.
Tu niña es muy alegre ahora.
Sí.
The person speaking is used to speaking Spanish or French, and she's trying to communicate with her in Haitian.
Muy alegre. Cuando se levanta en la mañana, se dice, "Ay, Lisa."
She says her daughter is very happy. Yeah. When she wakes up in the morning, she says, "Hi, Lisa," and everyone starts the day smiling.
It's a delight.
Here we go.
And it's really fun having them. What I realized is there's so much prejudice against refugees.
I'm about to play it again. A deep breath, and I figured everybody's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stupid bitches.
Because people don't know them.
Lisa says she feels like she has her own personal chef as Wildande loves cooking.
Oh no!
That's the entire point. I was looking at this. That's the entire point.
La ocupación.
Sí. In fact, her goal is to open up her own restaurant. The couple has their work permits and they've been taking English classes.
Yo cualquier trabajo va a hacer para guardar mi dinero para hacer mi futuro.
They're open to work anywhere to save
He's
money
just
for their
straight
future.
speaking Spanish.
In the meantime, they're enjoying their time with Lisa. their new friend for life, and their daughter's new grandmother.
They are hardworking. They want to learn. They want to be successful.
I think he said she's like a grandmother to my daughter.
I feel great helping, and I get to understand the refugee crisis from the inside.
Lisa says she's so impressed by the number of people she's met right here at Brookline Town Hall meetings who've been stepping up and hosting families. She's hopeful more will do the same in the coming days and weeks.
What you haven't seen is that next week she's getting one for her garden, and then another who's just exclusively going to take care of the pool. So what do you think there, fellas? What do you think about them bringing it in to you got your own personal chef now? Maybe England needs to do this too, Tuna.
Well, I think the Democrats are going back to their roots, it seems.
Yeah, this is not a good look. They're so oblivious to this.
It's like,
it's insane.
I mean, that is like that. Okay. That right there is like if somebody watched an old movie or came down to the South like 80 years ago, like in somebody, you know, you wouldn't necessarily have to even be rich, but a decent enough middle-class family might have a black lady who's like their mammy and does stuff, you know, and that's basically, it's just a repeat of this with different accents. But that's
all
not
I could think whilst watching that clip was modern slavery. That was all I could think.
Yeah.
It is really so nuts that the lady could say that like with a straight face. You know what I mean?
It's okay when they say
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, there's this. Oh, I'm sorry, Brandon.
No, I was done. Go ahead, Joe.
There's another thing that we shouldn't miss, which is the fact that it looks like they're trying to normalize this whole situation, bringing people in, and so I don't know, to sort of influence the population to start housing these people, and that is very interesting. Of course, they need to do that because there's tens of thousands, if not more, coming into the border. So they're like, oh, yeah, we have to start finding them a home because we ran out of billions of taxpayer dollars. So,
well, I'm assuming there's some sort of, I mean, those people may not have needed it, but I want to say, and I hate to speak incorrectly, but I want to say that there is some sort of monetary incentive, but there's not a, I mean, I believe in loving and helping, you know, your neighbor and whatnot, but there's not an amount of money. I mean, I don't know, there might be an amount of money, but me having kids and a wife, I mean, I'm not just going to bring a stranger, even a family, into my house. I mean, my house ain't big enough anyway. We've only got 3 bedrooms, but it's crazy, man. I just couldn't imagine. Like, I mean, this is like getting an exchange student on crack. You're just getting the whole family, and you're never going to get rid of them. But maybe they'll I'm sure they'll find them somewhere. But like, when is it going to get so bad that they start forcing you to take one in? And they come and say, hello, or Rachel, going to you next. But they come up to Rachel's house, they knock on the door and say, hey, we see you have some square footage, and you've only got 2 people living there. Well, Abdul and Aziz are going to be coming to live with you. Go ahead, Rachel.
Oh, would you like to know something interesting? There's a hotel near me that's entirely for immigrants.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had one here where I am as well, Rachel. They moved them all on about a month ago.
Yeah.
They did.
Shocking. Yeah.
You said they did get rid of the one in your place, didn't they, Tuna? You said they moved
them all on. Where to? I've got no idea. Probably to holiday parks, so they're kind of requisitioning.
I wonder if there was and I don't want you to say where you are specifically. I don't want you to dox yourself like that, but I wonder if there were any protests or people that were like pissed off and that helped move it along, or if that was part of the initial plan or something.
No, not really. No.
Let's see. Outer Guy says that sounds like the reality of the UK now, getting ready to force people to take in immigrants. I mean, I saw something. I wish I could remember the article. I already had so many things for the council. I didn't feel like I had enough room.
I want to ask Rachel, as a kind of fellow countryman. I do remember a little while ago, I believe a Labour MP saying something similar about, kind of forcing, probably not the words they used, but asking families with spare bedrooms to take immigrants in.
Yeah, I remember something like that. That was quite a while ago, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it has to be a Labour MP, though, of course, doesn't it? But
I think
it's on the cards, honestly. They test the water with these things, and before you know it.
Was it Rishi Sunak that was saying that any immigrant that comes in now, they have to be earning like 32 a year? 32 grand.
Oh, that'd be nice. That'd keep a lot of people out.
Maybe don't hold me to
Is
that.
that
I
to
think
do
I might have
with
got that wrong.
when you want to bring a spouse over from overseas?
Quite possibly. I might have got that wrong. I might be misremembering because it was quite a while ago.
It would be nice, wouldn't it? You've got to earn 32 grand, but I couldn't see that happening.
I'd like to earn 32 grand. I don't know about
wouldn't
anyone
you all?
else.
Overview. Says I was looking up some. You may be able to apply for indefinite leave to remain if you've been in the UK legally for 10 continuous years. So if you hide there, it's just like America.
I think it was changed, Brandon. I think Sunak backtracked like most politicians.
Now, it's hard for me to tell sometimes, like, because I know you guys have you have more than just the two factions, but you have Labour and what's the other one called? Tories, Labour and Tories. Like
only really Labour and Conservatives, isn't it, Rachel? You've got a couple of.
But is from your perspective, is Sunak like? I mean, I don't know if any of them are good guys. Shout out to everybody watching. Thank you. But like, I don't know. I can't tell. Is Sunak like somebody you would want to vote for, or is he
not really?
Like,
not really.
Or is he seen as not as bad as Keir Starmer?
He's a backpedaling chicken.
Okay, I saw Keir. I don't know if y'all saw this, and I meant to get this for you guys. I might have to find it tomorrow, so you can see it. But it was they were, I guess, trying to make Keir Starmer look tough, and they had him in a gym with boxing gloves on, trying to hit a heavy bag. And man, he's like,
that's so funny.
It's embarrassing, isn't it?
I mean,
that's all we've got, Rachel.
I've seen like when I used to do martial arts, I've seen like 5-year-olds come in with more aptitude. Yeah, he's something else, man. He definitely caught my eye because he was a whack one.
Conservative, we got Labour, and then the other probably most dominant party, which is probably closer to the Conservatives, is the Lib Dems. So if a Conservative don't want to vote for Conservative, they vote for a Lib Dem instead.
Y'all have a lot more parties, don't you? Like a lot more smaller factions, and they kind of coalesce together.
Who is the current Lib Dem leader? I mean, you mentioned them, and I've completely forgotten about them.
Oh,
the who?
I mean, are they still around?
I don't even know. Let me just look it up. Who's the
Lib
Dem leader?
I've completely forgotten about them.
Who's the Lib Dem?
Is it Boris Johnson?
Leader? Nah, Boris Johnson's a numpty.
Oh, yeah. He tried to be like my president with the hair, and he couldn't.
Is it Ed Davey?
Maybe
some guy called Ed Davey.
They're not in the media.
Oh God, I like Sargas. White Devil outer guy. He said, "Hey, what happened to Carl Benjamin?" Man, he could have. I don't know what happened to him. I haven't seen if he's had some sort of turn. Let's see what's the next story here. I got something funny to show you. Oh, did you guys see the this? We're just going to watch the first few seconds of this. I don't know why this happened. I don't know if you guys know who Howie Mandel is. When I was a kid, there was a cartoon that came on called Bobby's World. He's also a stand-up comedian, and he was on this game show called Deal or No Deal.
And he's currently a judge of like America's Got Talent or something. I think.
That's right. That's right. I'm glad you said that, Joe, because I forgot. He's well known to us in America. Well-known germaphobe, but he seems to deal with it. But I used to watch him. I used to watch that Deal or No Deal show when it came out all the time. But now, setting the scene here, this is just the beginning of their podcast, bro. And Dana White pulls what? This is what I told my wife. I showed this to my wife, and I said, "You know what Dana White just did?" And she said, "What?" I said, "He just pulled a Brandon."
As I requested, if you watched the live last week, I told you I was wishing, and sometimes when you wish upon a star, the star shows up. Dana White, you are an amazing guy. You are.
Look at him. Look now. Watch his mouth. Dana,
up, isn't he?
And Ginger seem to be getting along. You are not only an amazing businessman, you are an inspiration. You are a philosopher. The way you do business, the way you conduct your business and your friendships and media is I'm jealous.
Shut up.
But Dana, I can't thank you enough for being
here. Such a good build up.
He don't look too happy, does he?
Is he asking on a date or something? What's the context for this?
Don't know. Nobody knows why, because he didn't say anything. But I mean, I guess I could see hypothetically, like, what if like last week, Rachel came in and hung out with us for what? Like she was in the backstage area for like 30 minutes. What if I'd have said something to her that really pissed her off, and she just thought about it while she's having to listen to my damn voice some more. And when she finally gets the time to speak when we're live, she just says, "You know what? Bug her off," or whatever crazy shit y'all say. But now watch him. He's gonna go. He's going to go full B-hop here in a minute. Exactly. He's going to go full B-hop right here.
For all the kind words, I appreciate it. I am so fucking tired of doing podcasts. I'm literally done with them. I'm not doing any more podcasts.
I love that so much.
As you guys know, I've quit jobs like that.
Oh my gosh.
Like when I told the lady at the bank, "You're a bitch, and I've got enough money I can quit." But yeah, so that's it. Now let's see. I haven't watched any further than that. Let's see real quick what Howie's deal is. You know, I don't like watching this shit by myself. I get that secondary embarrassment shit, but when I'm watching things with you guys, it doesn't bother me as bad.
Oh, Deadman's in the chat. Hi, Deadman. Deadman's a subscriber on my channel.
Cool. Hey, Deadman. Look, they don't even know what's up.
He doesn't even acknowledge it. No one says anything.
Do you think they saw it coming?
I'm not sure because I don't know what was said before. You don't, and that's another thing is like, I don't know. Let me look and see if anybody's revealed anything else about it because Howie doesn't really address it to the best of my knowledge. Let's see. Why did Dana?
You know, maybe he was giving all those compliments because of the fact that he knew he fucked up when he said something before the podcast. Maybe he insulted him or something.
Kind of backhanded Joe, because I mean, Dana isn't necessarily what I know to be those things. He's quite,
yeah,
he's based,
brutal.
Yeah, Dana's based.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. That how he was describing him isn't necessarily how I would.
Well, Howie's an actor, so they're always going to be two-faced if they're not keeping themselves in check. Maybe he was insulting him a little bit, but that clip is so funny to me because he spends 30 seconds just complimenting this guy, and the guy just gets up and leaves. I don't know why I find it so funny.
I was in a meeting. I was in a meeting one time. I was working in a nursing home, and we were having a meeting. And there was this lady. I was being promoted to like the supervisor. I was going to run the whole place at night. But I had to deal with the lady I worked for a while, and she was just really awful to me. And we had this meeting, and then when it gets over, it gets to me, and I'm like, "Brandon, you got anything to say?" And I said, "You know what? I don't really find you to be palatable." And I stopped talking just like I am now. And I said, "Oh, that means it doesn't taste good." These are my exact words, right? And I was like, said the same thing I said to the lady. I was like, "You're a bitch. I can't stand you. I'm going to go do my job. You leave me alone because in like 2 days, we're going to be on the same level if I'm not above you, And that's why I don't know how I feel about the way Dana acted there because I don't know the story behind it. I would hate for somebody to do that to us. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe on like an April Fool's or something, But like what I respected, like I say, I hate to say respected, but I recognized I sometimes am stricken in situations like that where you just sit there thinking. It's like, well, I guess I'm going to say the worst thing I could possibly say, but I don't know. I tried to look up to see if there's any further news on it. And Dana White, all they're saying is that he walked off. And my understanding, the story is like a day ago. Let's see if this.
Yeah, it's just speculation at this point. There's nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they have no idea. I
didn't even know Howie had a podcast until today.
I had forgotten. Everybody's got a podcast. Hell, me and Tuna and Joe even got one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but yeah. But that's
did
what
you ever see that interview? Oh,
go ahead, Joe.
Sorry, let me cut you off there. I was gonna say, did you ever see the clip with Robert Downey Jr. with that reporter who was like trying to push his buttons? I wonder if it was like that.
That was
he just kind of gets up and he leaves.
Christian and Guru Murphy.
We're about to watch it.
Oh yeah, we got to see that again. Yeah, the name. If that's his name, yeah, I can believe it. I don't think I ever knew his name, but man, that guy's a-hole, dude. He's an a-hole. I mean, there's more interviews with him. I think he did one with Quentin Tarantino as well. And everybody who interviews this guy, they all they spit in his face, and he really deserves it. But yeah, Robert Downey Jr. handled it very, very well. He just like got up, and left.
He was trying to he was trying to get Quentin on like violence and stuff, and Quentin wasn't having it. Let's see, what's the name of that interviewer? UK people.
I think it was Christian and Guru Murphy.
Guru Murphy. All right.
Rachel, what are your thoughts on Dana walking off? Sorry, I asked her a second ago. We kind of went off. What are your thoughts on just kind of disappearing off like that?
Bit random, isn't it? It makes you wonder what's happening before. I mean, like, if that happened to me, what would I do? I don't know. would I get up and walk off? I don't know, but Howie's definitely said something, or someone's definitely said something, because that's not a normal reaction to have, is it?
No,
So someone's definitely said something.
Also, and I'm sure probably everybody here on this podcast, everybody, guests, hosts, and the people in the chat have been in situations where something at home was bothering you really bad. And like me personally, I used to hate when somebody had something going on at home and they were an asshole to me at a job. And I remember being like a teenager, like, I'm not going to be like that to people. So for something to bother me like at home enough to really flip me out at work, so maybe him, and I don't know if he's married or not, maybe he had a fight, but I guess if I had to guess, gun to my head, I'd say maybe that dude in the beard or Howie said something that Dana didn't like, you know.
And again, where
doesn't Howie consider him? Sorry, Tuna.
No, go on, Rachel. Go
ahead.
Okay. Doesn't Howie consider himself to be a comedian as well?
He is a comedian. Yeah.
Oh, he is.
I love what he said. Considers.
Yeah, he does. He considers himself. Yeah,
I agree. Audience is yourself.
He used to be. He was a stand-up, I believe, before he was anything else. You know, he's a comedian. Like I'm a. I say I'm a recreational comedy advocate.
Okay.
Let me see if I found
this.
Well,
if he's watching, I'm sorry.
He's one of the more tolerable people on America's Got Talent. So
true that. I mean, I never really disliked him or anything. I mean, he was lovable, you know. I wouldn't say American icon, but you know what I mean, Joe. Like he's a recognizable a face here, especially.
Oh yeah,
my man. Now
this is Christian. What's his surname? I can't remember.
Guru Murphy, isn't it? Something like that.
It's something Murphy. Yeah, that's how I found it. When you it says it's from 8 years ago. Oh,
promoting the movie.
He sucks so bad we couldn't.
You say we're promoting an interview. I mean, promoting the movie. I mean, obviously you're doing a promotional round of interviews, and that's why we're talking about the movie.
Hey,
we
DDM.
also like to talk a little bit about you, and I don't know how comfortable you are, you know, talking about yourself at the moment.
You have as much time as anyone else will.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, then let me just ask you a few
Not for long.
questions. And
That's a slick son bitch.
If you don't want
There's the look. There's like, get this guy out of here.
Well, I think we've got 3 more minutes on our agreement.
Your foot's starting to jump a little bit. You better get to your next question.
Ooh.
You the reason I'm asking about the past is that you,
dude, he was staring daggers, bro.
About, your relationship with your father and
no. Hang on, wait.
In
oh well, go ahead.
You know, the dark periods you entered and taking drugs and drinking and all of that. And I just wondered whether, you know, you think you're free of all of that.
This is not an appropriate question to ask.
Sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions. That's all.
Right.
I mean,
okay. Bye.
Are you? I'm sorry.
Ready.
You know, I think that clip I think was cut dishonestly because it makes Robert look kind of like an a-hole in the beginning, or at least like kind of on edge. But there's more in the beginning where like he builds up to being like a piece of crap. That guy.
That is not the whole thing.
I agree, OG.
It's not.
Shock jock approach to it.
But yeah, I would say that guy basically got what he was looking for. He wouldn't have cared whether he got answers or not. He was just trying
there
to
was a bit
stir
of
up some
backlash, if I remember.
Yeah.
I don't know what Rachel remembers about it, but he didn't come across very well after that, did he? Almost a Guru Murphy.
They and the way it went, I don't know that we're much better over here, but don't they try to stop your paparazzi, like, or control them more than they do over here? And like reporters and stuff like that.
This interviewer, is he BBC or is he Channel 4? I can't remember.
Channel 4, I think, Rachel.
Channel 4. He's normally better than that. Yeah,
okay.
just saying. But I don't know. I saw him on stage just recently, randomly.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I went to see Strictly Come Dancing. He was in it.
Oh, he was in a play. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Did he play a gay guy?
Nah. He was dancing.
All right, now, does anybody remember when a door flew off of a plane a few weeks ago? I'm pretty sure we talked about it in the first episodes. Well, it happened again, courtesy of Mrs. Culture Papa. She sent me this, and I had no idea about it. And
what is going on with planes, man?
Once, while I'm bringing this up, I'll say once she sent it to me, she probably wished she didn't, because then I started talking stuff she didn't want to hear. But anyway, so let me get this presented. So where is this? NBC News. don't think I got any video. Door falls off plane mid-flight over New York, forces emergency landing in Buffalo. Is there any footage?
Searching for a door that fell off.
Oh God, they haven't found the freaking door.
Oh, that's gonna make someone's day bad, isn't
For a
it?
door that fell off a small airplane mid-flight. It happened shortly after takeoff. The pilot calling the tower saying he needed to return to the airport to make an emergency landing.
Hey, Corey, Alpha, we have an emergency. We're heading back.
Guys, I really fucked up.
3-2 line 423, your choice. Unable to consider the nature of it. We lost our clear door.
The plane did land safely back at the airport. No injuries or damage have been reported, but so
I don't like to fly anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
You know, the way I hate heights anyway, the way I described it, same as you, Rachel, the way I described it to my wife is like, other than like dealing with people, I used to kind of like the process around flying because it made you feel important and like you're going on a special trip because you can't always afford to fly and stuff like that. And the last time I went, you know, I had not flown in a few years and it really woke me up to that. It's not an experience that is fun at all. Like we were coming back and I was sweating. And so I guess they thought I had drugs. So I got like the full pat down, like they sack tapped me and everything. But so I don't know. I'm assuming obviously it's not the pilot's problem or his fault. And I guess, you know, you could say he did a good job. However, it could be different issues. I don't know if I know the pilots, they engage the pressurization on a plane. And I don't know, you know, if this was like a pressure issue. But I would assume that under nominal circumstances, this wouldn't happen. This says a plane landed safely at Buffalo, New York airport after a door fell off of the aircraft mid-flight on Monday, according to transport authorities. The single engine Diamond. So that's not a very big plane, I don't think. The single engine Diamond DA-40 plane landed at Buffalo, Niagara. That's real close to Kennedy International Airport around 5:30 p.m. after the pilot reported losing the left rear passenger door. The Federal Aviation Administration said in a statement 2 people were on board. Yeah, this was a small plane and they're trying to make this. Let me look this up, guys. This is a good example of them trying to use the clout of the last story. And let's see if I can find. They're trying to use the clout from the last story to signal boost this story. Oh God. Okay. I'm about to show you. Jesus. This is not a jet airliner. It's a freaking commercial. Cessna. Yeah. It's what we call a Cessna. It's just it's a small privately owned plane. Well, I'm sorry. I say privately owned. A lot of times they're privately owned, but they also are for charter too. So, you know, you can see, you can see like where the back window is. So there was another better one. Where's that other one? There. If y'all can see that one, that right there, you can see the back. So it's like a little passenger deal. But what the hell door come off of the rear? But that is it may have been some sort of cargo door or something. But or it could just be if that door opens right there. But I just think that's
honestly that's scarier because the plane is so small. It's like you lose one part of it. It's like
I'm going to find like the biggest person there and I'm going to wrap around them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to use somebody as an anchor. I'd be like, I remember one time when I was like 17 or 18, like I was already the height I am now and I was swimming in the ocean and a bunch of jellyfish were around me. And I immediately jumped on somebody's back. I thought that was pretty funny at my side. I didn't want to get stung by a jellyfish, man. It's a really, really, really painful thing. But let's see what we got here. So yeah, that's a case of a funny story. And oddly enough, it was NBC News, which you would think NBC News wouldn't show that story because they wouldn't want to propagate that whole these things are flying off because of the DEI hires or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm surprised that NBC, who's a fairly left-leaning organization, I'm surprised they put that article out because
it takes away the attention from the DEI story, I guess, in a way, doesn't it?
I suppose it does because once we looked into it, we realized, this is a small plane. It could just be for any reason. And it wasn't like it was being maintained by a crew of people, like say a big flight, you know what I mean? Like Delta or something. So yeah, we got a fall that, let's see, now we're going to cover a story that actually our guests will be able to tell us more about. So our friends in the UK, they have Uber and whatnot, just like us Americans. I don't know. I guess you guys didn't learn the lesson. You'll get fat if you eat a lot of fast food. So it's not really good for you. I never understood like why Europeans that would call us fat Americans would love our fast food so much, but America is just an export. So this is what it says. UK food delivery staff. Let me make sure I got this here. Yep. UK food delivery staff serving KFC, Burger King vote to strike. Now, is this a shit where KFC and Burger King are in the same building? Do you know what I'm saying? Like we have
a hub kitchen, isn't it, Rachel? I think.
Sorry, say that again.
It's called a hub kitchen, isn't it? Where you've got different restaurants in the same building.
Yeah, it looks almost like
yeah.
It's like a mini food court almost. You walk in, you pick what restaurant you want to order with. Yeah, okay. So that's what I was thinking of. It says, let's see. Wait, this is an old strike. This isn't the one we need. Let's see. UK food delivery driver strike. So according to that, they struck back in 2022. All right.
Yeah, they did.
Takeaway delivery drivers are striking on Valentine's Day to demand better pay and improved working conditions. The action, impacting 4 food apps, including Deliveroo and Uber Eats, is thought to involve as many as 3,000 drivers and riders on Wednesday between 1,700 and 2,200 you guys' time, actually. So up until, I assume, 10 p.m. your time. So, Rachel, what can you enlighten us on about that?
Okay, so there's this ongoing dispute about pay. So I actually work for these delivery apps in between doing my acting and voiceover jobs. And when I first joined, the original base fee, we have something called a base fee, and the original base fee was £3.50. And gradually, over a period of time, the original one was £4, I believe, but over a period of time, the base fee has decreased and it's actually gone to £2.90 on Deliveroo, and Uber it's £3, and this is what's causing the arguments because Deliveroo have consistently lowered their fees. Now, some of the riders are claiming that the £2.90 is for every single order, which isn't actually quite true. It's actually you start off with £2.90, and if you're just going from one place to another, like 2 minutes, it is £2.90. But the further out you go, it should become more.
Well, yeah,
right?
gas ain't free in England either, I don't think.
No, it's not. I mean, I do mine on my bike, so I have leg power, but that doesn't come free to me either because I need to actually recover from it as well.
Damn, Rachel, that's badass. That's pretty badass.
I cycle anywhere between 30 to 50 miles per day in order to be able to make a living off of this job. But recently also Deliveroo joined a union called the GMB, and they agreed with the GMB that verbal agreement that they would make it so that we could at least achieve £10.42 per hour. Now, what they're basing that on is £2.90 per hour, but they're not taking into account things like waiting at the restaurant or the amount of time that it actually takes you to travel to the restaurant. And Deliveroo say that they pay going to the restaurant, but that seems to have dissipated. It doesn't seem to exist anymore. But I don't know. I don't know how they work it out anymore. It's completely like. Yeah. And then also it doesn't include the waiting time, because when we get to the customer, we contact the customer, a doorbell, whatever. If we can't get them that way, we have to go through the system. But the trouble is, it's about a 7-minute waiting system. So then by that point, if you've done the waiting time at the restaurant, the distance to the customer, and then the 7 minutes waiting minutes, oh my God. On top of that, you've taken 30 minutes. And
then they don't want to give you a tip, right? Because they're pissed because they've been waiting, right?
Well, exactly. But we're also not a tipping culture. It's not something that we do automatically.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
So a tip is a gratuity, and our tips are taxed as well.
Ours would be too if you got more than $600 in a year. But like our people, now I don't know about delivery drivers, but we're basically morally expected to tip our delivery drivers. Like if I don't give my delivery driver, excuse me, $10 or something, I feel bad. But see, I'm an over tipper because I'm overly empathetic to people sometimes. Let me see something real quick. $10 to pound. Go ahead, Rachel.
So I automatically, if I do order off of those sites, which is very rare, I automatically tip the driver either cash in hand so they can go and get themselves something, or through the app, but more common cash in hand, because I think it's better that way. That's just my opinion. But yeah, so then you go back and you take another £2.90 order, but then you've only got £5.80 in that hour. And then you've got to take off, for the drivers, you've got to take off things like insurance, car insurance, so food insurance,
Overhead,
car insurance, all of that, expenses, fuel, you've got to take all of that off. And then you're left with like maybe £1.50. Is so that's what they're arguing over. And with the working conditions, that can actually be fixed by the union, but the £2.90 is not going to be easy to fix just by the union itself. They have to
They have a union?
We do, GMB.
You're shitting me. Wow. Okay. I didn't know any of them had that in America. That's crazy.
Now Uber, as far as I'm aware, Uber aren't part of this union, nor just it's just Deliveroo, but it's a verbal agreement. So Deliveroo don't actually have to, I think, don't actually have to adhere to any of it if they don't want to. But I mean, today I was working in the pouring rain. It was hammering it down. I don't know if it was hammering it down where you were, Tuna, but Deliveroo Deliveroo have something called Fee Boost, and because they put a 1.4 on, and that just means that the increase in percentage, basically, they put that on yesterday from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the evening when the strike was going on. So they only put on a 1.1 fee boost today for the rain, and that means the £2.90 only goes up to about probably about £3.20 ish. That's just a rough guess.
$5 in American, because like 10 pounds is $10 is basically 8 pounds.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't even think conversions in my head. I just talked.
Oh no, you're not expected to. No, I just say it so that it makes it sometimes easier to understand. £2.90 in dollars. Shit, what's the rate? So your pound, it looks like it takes $1 1/4 to make 1 pound. So it looks like, I don't know we're on paper worth more, but we're all worth nothing because it's all fake money. But that's funny you said that about Europe not being a tipping culture. That's something I learned when me and my wife got married. We all went to a restaurant afterwards because we got married. We got married in front of a waterfall. It was like a nice. I wouldn't say destination wedding, but it was up in the mountains of North Carolina. And my wife wanted to get in front of, wanted to get pictures. Ladies love that shit. And even I thought it was cool, what we ended up with. But we're all eating at a restaurant, and one of my wife's relatives that's there, she's with her husband. Her husband's German, and so when I walk out of the restaurant, he's like pissed and like asking questions like, "What's up, man?" Or not necessarily pissed, but you could tell, and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah." So he tells me that they don't tip. They don't really believe in tipping like we do. And so I'm like, "Oh shit, well, yeah, I've never heard that before." You know what I mean? I didn't know that. And so I looked into it a little more. And then of course it's kind of like somebody says yellow Volkswagen, and that's all you see. Then I ended up seeing like a news item on it, and they were talking about the difference in our cultures and the fact that you guys don't tip.
Well, I did quite well out of it yesterday because I decided to not strike because I can't afford to. Most of the people that we have working on Deliveroo, they've come through immigration, and what they make on Deliveroo is probably twice to 3 times as much as what they would make in their own country, which I think is actually a fair thing for me to say. Living in England, and England's expensive, man. Or UK is expensive. It can be, and so I chose to work, and I made £140+ last night.
Did it go better than a typical Wednesday?
Well, yeah. I mean, I can make £100 across all 3 apps because I have Just Eat, Uber, and Deliveroo.
Wow.
I can do that. Now,
I bet you could run a marathon.
I probably could, actually.
Jeez, man. That's all I could think now. I was like, damn, that's badass, man. You can get my fat ass out there riding. I don't care how much weight I lose. I've always hated riding bikes. I rode bikes when I was a little kid, right? And my fat ass gets up to like 300 pounds. Me and my first wife move up to Michigan, and we're working for this group home. They're having this thing they call a bike-a-thon, where everybody's got to ride 25 miles. And basically they're like a weird ass kind of almost damn near a Christian cult. At least that's what I thought they were. And so these fools expected us all to do that, right? My wife had just had a baby like 3 months earlier, and that was pretty rough, you know, and it still didn't feel real good to be on the bike. And I ended up doing like close to 20 miles. And I remember telling my ex-wife, my wife at the time, I was like, I will never ride a bike again. But I had not ridden one since I was a kid. And I hate riding bikes, but that's cool. At least you got something out of it. Now, didn't people mess with you?
Yeah,
they did. Last time, if Rachel didn't.
Yes, yeah, that was they were like blocking you from getting in the restaurant and stuff.
Yeah,
weren't
they formed. So I don't know if they ran this past the union, whether or not they were allowed to do this. I didn't hear anything about it. But you're not really supposed to form picket lines without permission from your union. They formed a picket line right outside the front of McDonald's and in behind McDonald's as well. And it was horrible. Absolutely horrible. It's like, I mean, I'm a woman in a man's job. Right. This is dominated by men, you know. I mean, I'm just going to put it like that. And it's quite aggressive seeing men, like a man went to grab me and he's like, get on hold of me. And he's like, and I offered him, and I don't condone this, but I offered him a smack in the face or a call to the police, and the smack in the face being the most preferable one.
Yeah.
How American of you. I like that.
That's my attitude with bullies. I'm just like, do you want some? Because I'll do it. But he let go, and then I've had them circling me and yelling things at me and swearing at me and just jeering. I mean, I think the swearing and the jeering I can just ignore. I did flip a couple of them off a couple of times, but the grabbing and the circling.
That's weird.
Like that.
I don't know to achieve with this kind of behavior. I put this kind of on your post. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you did. No, it doesn't. And if so if the CEO of Deliveroo actually saw that, would he be actually inclined to be willing to sit and listen to what your demands actually are? I mean, they all rocked up outside of his house, although I actually find this quite funny. Rocked up outside of his house on their motorbikes and their peds, all burping their horns and just beep. It's on Twitter. It's on Twitter somewhere. Like, look it up. It's really funny. But I'm just like, that's not really what you need to do.
Man, it sounds scary. I mean, especially, and I'm not, there's probably plenty of ladies that could beat me up, but I mean, as a lady, and you're on a bike too, so you can't just get in the car and close the door and flip everybody off,
and I've had a bad experience on Deliveroo a little while ago, and it involved the police and everything. And the dude did a runner back to his own country.
Do you know where he was from?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna say the Middle East or Africa probably, but I mean, I doubt he was American. But
no, I knew he could speak Turkish, but he wasn't Turk. He wasn't a Turkish man.
Gotcha.
Most of the Turkish people are okay. So
now you guys, and they said Burger King was in on that too, right? But did it say Burger King, KFC? Yeah. Let's see. So speaking of Burger King, guys, I call this next segment Burger Wars. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, this is whack, guys. I got two of these. I got the second one I haven't seen. This one I've seen most of. Well, no, I did watch a little bit of the second one, but I was kind of doing something else, not paying attention. I was paying enough attention to know that I could play it on the podcast without getting taken down.
I'll add it to the stage for you.
Tuna and Rachel, I don't know if I need to tell you guys or not, but this is in America. Like I needed to point it out, right? This screams America to you people, I'm sure. She's running to get a gun.
Wow.
Y'all fucking dead. Did you see she had the gun on her as she walked by? Let's see if I can back up a little bit. I think she had it like kind of right there.
She got that fire.
Oh, I'm getting that.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot that he got her first. Oh. There's probably kids in there eating.
Yeah.
Hey, he shot it?
Come on, man. Tell me why all them fucking tattoos. This is really surprising to you. Look, OG there's like, yeah, I've seen this shit a lot. Maybe she didn't have a gun, but I thought she went to get a gun and had one on her when she walked around. So,
what is going on?
I don't know, man. And there's so much of it. Like, I'm to the point now is like I worry about things. I mean, and that's over worrying. I know that I'm over worrying because the odds are what they are, but makes me not want to go anywhere half the time. I especially don't have to deal with people. And then let's see if I can find this other one. Yeah, here we go. I think this one's similar. 1 second.
Wait, is this the same one or a different one?
This is a different one because that's how messed up the world is.
Well,
it is. I don't know if it's America at least. Yeah, we all have our problems. I can't tell if you can see my cursor. That might be Jack in the Box or something. That's a pretty niche. This doesn't look like a big chain that I recognize. But I mean, Jack in the Box is big. They just don't have them in my area. Now, guys, if I was in this situation, I'd be nervous about somebody pulling some horror movie shit on me and picking up that fry grease and throwing it on me or something, and then spending the rest of my life looking like damn Dark Man. But this is just, I think somebody gets shot in this one too, but I might be wrong.
That's what I thought.
Did
Did she climb through the window?
To get ranch?
She climbed through the window.
Oh my God. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, so it wasn't a shooting, but that was a funnier one to go to after a shooting. But yeah, that was pretty whack. I just thought like you know, I just worry like about little kids and stuff like that. You know, I'm sure plenty of them get hurt. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Tuna. I was clicking at the same time. Go ahead.
What's your thoughts on Sadako's comment?
Let's see. Hit it. American society is looking like a Tinder. Yeah. Oh, dude.
And our government's promoting it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Exactly what I was thinking.
I know that. Yeah, I knew White Devil. I knew that you were going to get that Darkman reference. It is like I said in one of the first things we ever did together, man. It's like they doused the entire country in gasoline, and all we're waiting for is a spark, man. That's how close we are, you know. And then everybody. Go ahead, Joe.
They did it very easily. All they had to do was just remove accountability, and criminals just go rampant when there's no consequences for their actions.
Well, it's like that when we showed that. I can't remember. It might have been on Saturday, but I showed a clip of those people in New York that like they were immigrants. They beat up this cop. Like they all beat him up at once, and then they went to jail. But there's no bail. They didn't charge them anything, so you're just released on your own recognizance. And you got one of the guys like flipping off the cameras. Well, something happened. And they made enough of a stink about it where they went and found those guys. I think they're all arrested now. Let's see. Oh, remember, guys, a couple weeks ago we watched a trailer for that new Ghostbusters movie?
Yeah, man.
Now, what makes you want to see Ghostbusters more than the two people I'm about to show you? Let's see. Sorry, I accidentally closed my tab. Well, damn. Hang on. There it is. Oh, God. There's nothing that makes me want to see this more than Patton Oswalt and who was Camille Nanjiani or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, guys, this was courtesy. I don't know if you guys watch Midnight's Edge After Dark, but this is Tom from there. You should follow him. I like watching their shows sometimes. Now, this is, I don't know, I haven't watched this, but I just thought it was funny that this, to me, this was RTD, like where you put your worst face forward. You know what I mean? Like you just go ahead and just mess people out the gate. So let's see what this dill hole has to say.
I'm Patton Oswalt. I'm Kamal Nanjiani, and I'm here to talk to you about a very important issue affecting the public this Valentine's Day. Ghosting. Ghosting. Have you or a loved one ever been ghosted? Don't suffer in silence.
Oh my God.
Use the hashtag on screen to sign up for ghosting insurance, and we'll make sure your ghost gets what they deserve.
Didn't get a text back?
Were you left unread?
We're here to help.
Be sure to check out Ghostbusters Frozen Empire exclusively in theaters.
Why are you using a poo voice?
I'd rather get ghosted.
Yeah, I think I'd rather be ghosted myself. I mean, like they thought that putting those two fools out front would actually be, you know, the best thing to do. I mean, I'd try to beg.
What's the point of this, Brandon? Sorry, this must have just escaped me completely. What's the point?
The point.
They're trying to be relatable to young people or to everybody. You know, social media.
Hello,
addicts.
fellow kids.
Oh yeah, exactly. The Buscemi meme. So like, I guess that's what they were trying to be funny and like dad joke it up. That's like some stupid shit I would say on a stream.
I mean, it could have been funny. It's just these people aren't that funny. It's stupid. It's just,
oh God,
I agree, OG. Yeah, that's got me a little bit concerned.
Speaking of, let me show you. I know you guys have seen this because I think all of us commented on it, but and I actually did not plan on going over this, but since there was a trailer for X-Men 97, and like that was exciting. I thought maybe we'll watch it like Saturday or something like that, right? Because I mean, when I saw it, man, and Tuna might probably is going to reciprocate more than anybody else because of our age, but like I love that freaking cartoon. I loved X-Men 97, man. Like I was excited. Did you? When did you see? Have you seen this trailer yet, Tuna?
I have, mate. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I knew you'd seen it. When I saw it, I got excited. But then we'll get to that part after. But so basically, from the show that came from what was it, 92 to 97, it's really what got me deep into the X-Men. I freaking love that cartoon. Animation got kind of crap at the end of the last season, but you know, I still loved it. I always appreciated it. It's what got me into X-Men.
Wait, are they bringing this?
Say what?
Are they bringing this out?
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I need to set this up if you don't know. So what they're doing on Disney Plus, I was being an ass and assuming that everybody watching and everybody in here. So this show ran to 97. It was very popular. It was a cartoon on Fox over here. Oh, you did? Oh,
I did. I'm older than what you think I am.
All right, you get more badass with every word, Rachel. And so anyway, they're bringing it back. It premieres March 20th, I believe. And so here's the thing: like all the people, like I'm an old head. Like I was really excited to see it. I've reread like a ton of. I've read from 1975 to 1995 right now in all the X-Men comics. So like this was the perfect timing. And this was an example of like offering me something and me getting really excited and then just taking it away from me. And I know everybody in the chat that's seen this, they know what I'm talking about. So this is a trailer for the show. Basically what they're doing, Rachel, they're calling it X-Men 97 because the show ended in 97. It's going to pick up where the other show ended.
They're trying to bait us in.
Now, after we watch this, we'll get into the problem.
Next Saturday morning, check your local listings. I'm grateful to have the chance to say goodbye.
That's from the final episode of 5th season.
I am proud of you all, my X-Men.
Fate lies in our hands now. Now.
I love the theme song.
Did you think I did too, man? Did you guys anybody that's already watched it, did you think this was the Bishop's future maybe? Like I wasn't thinking this was modern day New York by any means. It looks like, you know, Bishop he's from maybe 75 80 years in the future or something. And I thought maybe that was the future, but I'm not sure because the next thing they show some Morlocks that were modern day. Callisto and Leech.
We have to stay vigilant.
I don't think I can let that go by without us addressing it, huh? I never.
We have to.
Look, guys, inside scoop, mutant fashion show.
Lovely.
And there's Banshee. I don't recognize who that is. I should know. I don't.
Safe Space, maybe from those comics.
Yeah, Yeah, they never put out. That's a character called Dust, but yeah. So when I saw that, it made me feel real good because a lot of people complain. Oh, see there, it was called that in the comics, the Hellfire Gala. Now on the cool side, we got Daily Bugle here, and we got is Spider-Man a mutant. So they crossed over with the Spider-Man cartoon. So maybe we'll get Spidey and some other Marvel heroes since it's all owned by Disney now.
To stay vigilant. The professor entrusted us with his dream.
No matter how dark it is, we must believe
That scene right there is from the comics. Magneto's on trial with the World Court.
in each other.
We get this done by working together as a team.
Jeez, Bob, keep buzzing in my ear.
That's the original Wolverine, but he's really aged. This shit right here, this is badass.
Heads up!
That was cool. Regardless of what they do to me, I popped right there. That was a cheap pop.
To me, my X-Men.
Pretty sure that was the first line said in the first X-Men comic in '63 by Professor Xavier. He was calling the X-Men and said, "To me, my X-Men."
Magneto.
The last will and testament of Charles Xavier. Everything he built now belongs to me.
Hell yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. Especially since like Magneto is one of my favorite characters. Yeah, I like the Nimrod Sentinels too. So what they're basically doing is lifting some old stories. They had a story in '85 where it was basically what the last episode of the cartoon was. Professor X is really sick, and Lilandra, the Empress of the Shi'ar from another galaxy, comes and takes him to save him. When they showed that, they showed like a casket being lowered or something, and that wasn't accurate because he's not dead. He's just been taken away, and that was in the show. I actually rewatched that last episode today. But so in the comics, he asks Magneto to take care of his school, and at the time Xavier had the X-Men, but he also had a new group of students that he called the New Mutants, and he needed somebody to watch over him. So he kind of guilts Magneto into being the headmaster of the school, and it looks like that's kind of where they're going with this. Also, doesn't this look like they were playing basketball? And look, Jean's pregnant now. I don't know if you guys know this, since I know you guys aren't into the comics, but their child is Cable, but
Yeah.
in the comics, it's like Jean had died. In the comics, Jean was dead after the Phoenix thing. Now, how they brought her back is a story I'm not getting into, but while Jean Grey was dead after the Phoenix, Scott met this chick. He leaves the X-Men and leaves Storm and Magneto running things. And he meets this chick. She's like a pilot that works for his grandparents. In Alaska, they have like a airplane cargo transport thing. And he meets this chick, and she looks exactly like Jean Grey. He thinks that it is Jean Grey, and even gets slapped, for asking her once if that was who it was. And so anyway, that's who Cable's mother is in the comics. It's a clone of Jean Grey as the mother. So I've seen that they're putting out and she later went on to be a villain and died, but she was called the Goblin Queen. And in the new figures that they're putting out for the show, they've got a Goblin Queen figure, which is leading me to believe that that's not Jean Grey. They're not doing it like the comics where she thinks she's a different person, but like, I'm wondering if Sinister didn't clone Jean Grey, kind of like he did in the comics, and then insert her into this. You know what I'm saying? Like Jean's somewhere else. But so I was so excited about all that. Madeline Pryor, right? And the Goblin Queen. So I was really excited. And then they came out and said that Morph's going to be non-binary within, what was it, Tuna? Like an hour or the hour of it dropping?
And that's already killed me stone dead, this show, because Disney cannot help themselves.
This one,
why are they even talking about it? Like, if you're going to include the woke stuff, but why would you? If you're going to do it anyways, for whatever reason, maybe they're being funded by BlackRock or something that's keeping them afloat, and they're putting all this woke agenda in their movies. Why just not bring it up until people have seen it? At the very least, why sabotage yourself by saying it within the first hour that you've done this if you know that people hate it? Are they still not aware? Are they still clueless?
Well, no, you saw they got a new video with Bob Iger where he's basically admitting to pushing the DEI stuff. So, I mean, they haven't learned their lesson, but they got me because I just woken up. I watched the trailer and I'm like, oh, cool. And I watched it about 10 more times. It looks, it looked really neat. And I was like, well, maybe it'll be nice. But I remember before, because this show's been delayed and COVID and all that stuff, it should have came out probably a long time ago. But there were some rumors, and some of the people creating the show had said something about updating it for modern audiences as they do.
I think Woodrow's just put a comment about that. Baby.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, Woodrow, that's what Woodrow's talking about. The showrunner telegraphed this move when the show was announced. Yeah, we knew this was coming, and so when I saw the trailer, I thought, well, maybe that's not what's coming. And it's hey. White Devil, Outer God. I downloaded all the old cartoons. I'm good with living in the past, dude. That's half of what Culture Council's about too, because we like to not on this show as much, but we like to talk about the good things out there too. It's not always about throwing off on everything being negative. Sometimes I get tired of it all being negative. But that's something I want to change going forward. Is on this show, I at least need to offer up some alternatives or some top 10 lists or something. If we're going to throw off on things, offer some good alternatives. But yeah, they got me. There's one other funny thing I wanted to show you guys that this is how they really tricked me. I'm trying to find the part where they're kissing. Can't remember in what part that was.
So they're not going to stream any of the previous episodes before these episodes, so people got a bit of context as to what's been.
They're
going
on. They're. I don't know about England.
Disney Plus.
Yeah,
I don't have.
It's on Disney Plus. Good for you. I don't get it. Like, I don't keep a subscription to it. It's just like, if there's something I want to watch, I'll just go and pay for it.
Same as Netflix. If there's something you want to watch on it.
I don't just, there's some that, my wife handles most of that stuff, but, we don't, certain ones I don't keep subscribed to all the time. But yeah, the OG show is on Disney Plus. That's where I watched the last episode. And they do have every season on there. But something I thought was funny. Why do you got to go so fast? Was look at this. This was another reason I thought, oh God, Rogue is so hot. This was another reason I thought maybe it was going to be good, because they've actually got a heterosexual, monogamous, married, white.
And they're redheads. They're redheads.
Oh my gosh.
And she's pregnant. They're going to have a baby. But then again, if it ends up being the Goblin Queen, I guess that's how they got around the wholesomeness of it. They can tell the
baby will be trans. Don't worry about it.
God, trans cable. Yeah, that would be great, man. And so, so I got excited. I thought that it was going to be cool. And then, it got ruined like within an hour, it just, I can't have anything, but it really was disappointing. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to watch it, and I'm actually planning somehow or another to figure out, I want to do like a reaction thing to it or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out, or I'll throw out 3 suggestions and Tuna will refine them enough that it'll be viable. But there's one other thing that I might have got this off of Rachel, I think, too. I was wondering how everybody in this room feels about stuff like this goofiness.
Yeah, you did get this off of me.
Ralph Fiennes, is he? Yeah, Voldemort, right? Okay, yeah. Okay.
Harry.
Calls for trigger warnings in the theater to be scrapped. So before I even move forward, it looks like he's actually standing up for right. It says, I think the impact, and it looks like a quote from him, I think the impact of theater, spelled like you guys spell it, should be that you're shocked and you should be disturbed. I don't think you should be prepared for these things, said Harry Potter. Yeah, I mean, I think it messes with whatever media you're taking in, unless that's specifically their message, which is everything now. So I'm just talking about good shit. If you're putting trigger warnings and stuff up, you're kind of narrowing, to me, like the creative focus.
Telling you what you're about to see is bad.
Right.
You should be making your own opinion.
Right. And that's a more eloquent way to put it. Is it's actually otherwise it's like the way you said it is like they're trying to control your reaction and condition you. They're conditioning you. Like, okay, good. That's a good way to look at it too. Yeah. So Ralph Fiennes has called. Oh, go ahead, Rachel. Go ahead.
I can't remember what I was going to say. Sorry,
okay. That's all right. Don't worry about it.
Us.
You'll think of it. Yeah, it happens to me all the time, and I'm like, guys, what was I talking about? I do it at home all the time too. My kids always tell me they're sure that I'm going to have Alzheimer's because I have it. Ralph Fiennes has called for trigger warnings in theater to be scrapped. saying audience should be shocked and disturbed sometimes. Exactly. Trigger warnings are issued before the beginning of a show to alert theater goers to upsetting or distressing. And this isn't even a movie or TV. This is theater.
Yeah.
I mean, Fiennes, who's 61, who is currently starring in a production of Macbeth. God, I'm glad I'm not really in the studio, so I guess I can say that word instead of the Scottish play. That's something I learned not too long ago too. Macbeth, that's Fiennes 61, who is currently starring in a production of Macbeth that's playing at various warehouses around the UK, told BBC One's Sunday with Laura whatever Kinsberg. I think we didn't used to have trigger warnings. I mean, they are very disturbing scenes in Macbeth, terrible murders and things. For Macbeth, I'm familiar with the play. I don't sound like it, but on occasion I'll read a Shakespeare play because I enjoy them. I've read Hamlet for fun several times since high school. Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's
the
argument for trigger warnings exactly? Because some people say that it's like they want to warn people in advance about what they're about to see, but isn't that the point of ratings? Like that's what ratings are for. They tell you which age group, like, you know,
yeah, and I don't
rated R, PG-13, and trigger warnings. Like I feel like they serve an additional purpose, which is distort. I mean, it partially spoils what you're about to see because the whole point of having something triggering is it's supposed to be a surprise, isn't it? That's the whole point of having it in its art form is to surprise the audience. Otherwise, why would you include it to begin with? You know, I wanted to say one thing too. Like, I think Tolkien said something about like entertainment when he was alive. And he was talking about the dumbing down of entertainment for children, and this is almost the same thing, but in a different way.
Whereas dumbing down,
they're dumbing down entertainment. Back then, it was dumb it down, and obviously we got a population that maybe isn't as intelligent as it was back in his day. So maybe he was right about that. But this is sort of like this is like the sensitivity version of that, where we're not getting dumber, but we're cultivating a more sensitive population by doing trigger warnings. And so they're trying to be, I'm sure there's some good-hearted people. I mean, why am I even saying that? Maybe. But at the end of the day, the result of this is going to be people becoming more sensitive. And that trigger warnings you'll get more and more trigger warnings until they get so bad to where media is going to be restricted and you won't be able to even show things. And that's just the natural progression of this.
Aren't they?
What was that?
They're already on Bond films, Gone with the Wind. You know, video games are being hit by them now too.
And you see, it's like an exponential curve the way it's increasing. Yeah. And it's only going to keep going. There's no reason why it would slow down. If all you do is coddle your audience, then you're going to create an audience that has adapted to that.
Well, you're cultivating a group of people who can't overcome any sort of adversity. Hey, Norman Nerd. I mean, like, you know, if you adversity is, I mean, making things so difficult that somebody can't overcome them is one thing, but a little adversity is good for your life. You need to be hardened because that's like, you know, that's like if a kid's coddled and then all of a sudden they go to college and they lose their shit because they don't know how to function outside of being controlled by their parents, you know? Trigger warnings.
I don't like these trigger warnings. I mean, I was tweeting about it earlier, and it made me think of a couple of years ago where they tried to pull Fawlty Towers off of the air.
Yeah.
There was one episode. I think it was actually the Germans where the major makes a remark which they thought was completely racist. Now, the BBC did a modified version of that originally for airing on the BBC. You know, they just changed it at the time. And then the full version's on the DVD. And then because of this like cancel culture surrounding all of the trigger stuff and all of that, you know, you've got to pull it off of the air. John Cleese came forward. He said, no, you put it back on. They took it off. And he was like, you put it back on because the major is speaking exactly how he would have spoken back then because he was a war veteran. He fought the Germans.
You can't imitate a voice like you know, it's taboo. It was like look at a poo. That's one of the best examples. But let's see. It says go ahead, Rachel.
I remember what I was going to say actually. So I was going to say that when you go into the theater is really all about escapism and catharsis. So if you're going in reading these trigger warnings, other than, you know, maybe strobe lighting or whatever, you're going to be going in and you're going to be like really tense and you won't relax. You need to relax to be in the theater. The actors are there to entertain you and you need to relax. But,
my bad, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
What's
sorry.
going on?
My bad.
There on screen.
My bad, guys. Yeah, see, that's the thing is like you're screwing with my escapism by immediately yanking me back into the real world. You know, it's pretty fourth wall breaking. You know, in a bad way.
So saying is, they want, I say they want you tense. They want you thinking what you're about to see is not necessarily good, not in a quality way, but in a kind of societal way.
Sorry, guys. I was looking at a couple different.
I'm going to be seeing a horror on the 2nd of March with Catherine Tate in it, and guaranteed there's going to be trigger warnings. Guaranteed.
Is it a play?
Yeah, it's a play.
Catherine Tate the monster.
Sorry?
Is Catherine Tate the monster?
I don't know. I don't know what she's doing. Probably.
I don't know if Rose Geiler is going to be in this or not. Let's see what Normie Nerd said. Equilibrium will take time. My biggest concern with the whole culture war shit is that the pendulum has been pushed so far one way, the reaction will be as bad, if not worse, before we get back to me. Yeah, that's my thing too. Yeah, I'm afraid that the backlash, I don't want to live in a Puritan, all the left always says stuff about the Handmaid's Tale and stuff, but I think that is, and more so even in my area, I don't know, but I know for myself as a Southern American, like I could see things flipping, because we're already a little more strict and stringent in my area than a lot of other places, even more than I would like it in some things and not enough in others. But yeah, that is a big fear of mine too, Norm, because I think it's going to swing so far the other way. But what triggered Normie Nerd to say that was, Haldergott was talking about the movie Equilibrium, which is a crazy future society movie that Christian Bale did in like 2002, kind of 1984 Brave New World sort of vibe.
Yeah.
It was a real good movie. They had worked out, like they called it gun cod. It was like fighting, but with guns at the same time. Like it was real Matrixy sort of shit. Well, I don't know if I said it, but it was really good, like Hong Kong action type shit. But it's a really overlooked, pretty good movie is Equilibrium. So let's see. Let me go ahead and pop this article back up. We'll finish it off and see what these fools say, because I want to know why they think, they may not say, but why they think it's triggering. He said Shakespeare's plays are full of murderers, full of horror. As a young student and lover of the theater, I never experienced trigger warnings telling me, by the way, in King Lear, Gloucester, did you see that? Did you see what I did there, British people? Did you see that? It's not Gloucester, dumbass. Gloucester is, I think that was a hell. You think about that. I'm from North fucking Carolina. I'm gonna pat my own back on that one. That's pretty good. By the way, in King Lear, Gloucester is going to have his eyes pulled out. Ooh. Theater has to be alive and connect in the present. It's the shock, the unexpected. That's what makes an actor in theater so exciting, was a quote he said. Lord of the Rings star Ian McKellen also previously called for trigger warnings to be scrapped. He called them, quote, ludicrous. Fiennes, who is known for starring in Schindler's List in the Harry Potter films, also drew praise on social media for speaking passionately about an environmental cause on Ginsburg's show. And that's another thing I don't like. And we're going to look at something about the social credit score, but like your social media, like I'll joke, it doesn't mean anything, and it does. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like like I always say, like this is the internet, don't mean anything. But that's not as true as when I first was saying it 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I've always got this mindset. It's like, why are we keying people? Who gives a shit if he draws praise on social media? Who should give a shit? You know what I mean? The actor appeared. Where'd it go? The actor appeared on the show to discuss his campaign against National Grid's plans to install electricity hubs in the Suffolk countryside. The plans would see National Grid installing motorway width cable trenches, pylons, and 26-meter high convert stations, each taking up 12 football pitches, many acres of heartland, coastline, and wetland. Well, why the hell is he talking about that? Who gives a shit? Okay. Is that something y'all heard about? Suffolk Energy Solutions campaign group has launched a national petition. Okay, I don't care about none of that stuff. Okay, so yeah, we covered it, and they want to try to. I guess they got him to sit down for that article by promising him they would take let him talk about his bullshit. They let him plug his environmental thing. Oh, Dead Man, what's up? This is a cycle that lasts about 30 years. I don't see the pendulum ever being dampened. It is depressing and regular. Yeah, I mean, if anything, humans are horribly predictable. And then Rachel asked, how long have we been in? I don't know, because you'd have to say when it started. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't know. Because it's just like, it's one of those things that is like it's almost open to interpretation in a way. And you could say it started with September 11th. You could say it started when Obama got. I mean, you could use all kinds of different metrics for that. But speaking of that, actually, no. First, we're gonna go to something kind of funny next, and then we'll look at that credit score thing I wanted to show you guys. But I was just wondering, like, I wonder how Dakota Johnson and Madam Webb's doing.
Not very well, mate.
Are they morbid or not? Let's see. No, this is from earlier, so I don't know if it'll change. Let me update. 15% Rotten Tomatoes.
That's gone down.
3.9. Now, I don't think this is updated. This has been sitting here for a few hours, I think. We'll see if it changes.
It was 17% last I saw.
Woo! Okay, so it's still the same as when I originally brought it up. I've not seen it. I used to would tell people, like, how can you comment on something you hadn't seen? But I feel like I've got enough. I don't always have to anymore. Yeah, exactly. It's not like I'm pointing out a thing saying, you know, when they said such and such, I was really offended. You know, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I knew it was shit. Everybody knew it was shit.
Right. So,
go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. Madam Web, is she part of Spider-Man?
Yes, it's part of the Spider-Man universe, Rachel, but they've completely cut this film off from any ties with any franchise going at the minute.
Right. Okay, that's why it's bombing then.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
right.
Because it's a
Sony.
Spider-Man film with no Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's Sony, and Sony is like Sony does their little separate thing, and then they also have the rights because dumbass Marvel sold the rights to Spider-Man for however long. They keep making movies, and so they can't get the rights fully back under the control of Marvel Cinematic. So I
do have a conspiracy theory about this film. I did a video, one of the first videos I did that I didn't unlist and make so no one could ever see it again.
I
wonder if this film I do wonder if this film originally was nothing to do with the Spider-Man universe anyway. I wonder if this was something that was kind of starting production or however it works, and they slapped the Spider-Man kind of stuff over the top of it because they knew it wasn't going to do very well.
It wouldn't shock me. It's like when they did those Cloverfield movies and said they were part of Cloverfield, but they weren't originally.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it makes me think of. And just for, I'm going to scroll and see a couple of reviews so we can laugh at them. But just for shits and giggles, the non-comic people, I'll show you this. This is what she looked like in her first appearance. Like that's
she old.
Yes, an old lady. See, Helen Mirren. Say what?
That's how the character's supposed to be, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's her very first appearance in Spider-Man 210, I think it says. But so it looks nothing like she's not a young woman, and hell, I want to say she's blind. But I was just pointing out the fact that they didn't make it look like it at all, whether that matters or not. But they should have, if they were going to do Madam Web, I saw somebody, it wasn't even my idea. I saw somebody else posted on X with Helen Mirren. That if that was how I would describe it to you if we were going to fan cast. That's a good fan cast. Oh God, these people. First, the positives: great set pieces, camera angles, chase scenes, and just any scene involving a vehicle, be it train, car, ambulance, or helicopter. The director has done a lot of work on TV shows in the past, and the scenes involving paramedics and emergency services look like they came straight out of one of those TV dramas. Well, why the hell would I want to see that? But in the good way. Dakota Johnson, Emma Roberts, all the female cast members in general portrayed their character to either make you love them or hate them, which is a plus for casting choices. Finally,
which is a plus to hate them?
I mean, if they're supposed to be the heroes, shit.
What is that thing that Gary used to bring up? He's like, oh, like Hollywood is dying, and that's a good thing. You know, that idea that they're just like kind of trying to manipulate you into making it a positive thing when something just totally stupid gets released. Like, are you kidding me?
See, Normie said, and her husband built her chair that kept her alive. She's clairvoyant in compensation. Yeah, she doesn't get up and walk around. She's stuck in a chair. She's kind of mystical, vision-y sort of lady. And she comes along until, you know, you've seen the cartoon probably. She was in the cartoon in the one that came out at the same time as the X-Men ones. But I was trying to see, like, I want to see if there's one of those like really stand sort of like oh, okay, here we go. Okay, this has got to be a troll. I don't know. It's 5 stars. It's not often we come across cinema that will likely span generations through its unique storytelling and memorable acting performances. It's even rare to come across 2 films of this degree within 2 years. Similar to it's got to be.
Is the other one Morbius?
That's what he said.
It's
Similar.
Morbin
It is.
time.
It is.
We did-
Similar. Go ahead.
No, we just need to ask the other 50 people who saw this film, and then we'll truly know if this is correct, right?
Okay, maybe it is. I think it is a troll. Okay, yeah.
Wait,
yeah,
I
this
was
is a troll.
this is definitely a troll, but yeah, it literally says Morbius. I was joking. Oh my god.
Yeah, you're right.
This is totally a troll. Oh my gosh.
Similar to Morbius, with a striking story and incredible display of acting, Madam Web evokes powerful emotions. For instance, when Miss Madam Master of the Web said to her web sisters, "Just keep on webbing," I think that was the first time I've ever seen a whole theater cry at once. I even had a baby next to me legitimately shed a tear while intensely watching. Overall, I'd give it a second all-time with this rating, a 6 out of 5. You'll bet I'll be seeing it again. And I can't stop saying "web it up."
You need to put that to a soundtrack. Web it up.
That was
Web it up.
that was a troll. Look, another 5-star. Look, I'm not sure why everyone else is so in denial that this was a good film. It kept my attention the whole time, and I watched it with a friend that isn't even that into Marvel or Spider-Man or Spider-Woman. Who the hell's into Spider-Woman as I am? Yet she enjoyed every bit of it. Not to mention, even if we're watching a movie she wanted to watch, she's on her phone. She was on it maybe once during the whole movie. I didn't know people were. I didn't think you were supposed to be on your phone at all, but maybe. Well, there's only probably 2 people in the theater, so it probably is easy to use your phone then. The CGI guys was immaculate. Considering some recent Marvel movies whose CGI has been questionable, the plot had a good structure and knew how to trap you in with it. I know that it's only February, but I'm going to bet that this movie is going to be in my top 5 or maybe even 3 for my favorite movies of this 2024.
It'll be in the top 5.
Oh God, top 5 shit. The only reason that this movie has a bad review is because not enough people actually have their heads on right, and also enjoyed the movie to the extent I did. Is because they aren't coming on here and expressing their opinions with it. Thank you for reading this, and please watch the movie. Oh, well, I'll watch it when it comes on streaming, maybe if I'm subscribed. Go ahead.
That sounds like someone who writes for the Mary Sue, there.
Yeah,
It's on Disney Plus, will it, Brandon? If it's a Sony project, will it?
Oh shit, no, they're not unless sometimes those movies come and go.
Boy.
Yeah, they come and go. They make deals. You'll see the Spider-Man movies and Venom and stuff.
Yeah,
Sometimes it'll be on there, sometimes it won't. Then it'll be on like Showtime or some other service. But yeah, maybe. Marvel's, my God, it's on Disney Plus, and that was a total absolute piece.
I haven't seen
shit.
it. I've got no intention of seeing it. I don't care.
I kind of like had it on while I was doing something else. It was bad, dude.
Can I just say something about these female-led superhero movies? They're trying to appeal to a woman, but I don't actually think it appeals at all.
That's the joke, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the bad joke.
I think most people would rather watch Jason Momoa and Aquaman.
Well, when when you appeal to anyone, when do you do it? Usually when you're not trying.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
And you've got to consider the demographics of it as well.
Yeah,
people talk about a lot how Hollywood doesn't like men, but I think they equally do not like women as well.
No.
And so
I agree.
you're never going to get content that caters to the general audience in any way that's meaningful when you have these people in charge.
You see, this is what makes X-Men so good, because you have male and female counterparts, and they're all interested and all different.
Yeah, they had a lot of good females in X-Men. And the comics were the exact same way. The same guy wrote the comics from 75 to 92 or 93, and that was done the whole time. Before probably that was, other than Wonder Woman, but Rogue, Psylocke, Jubilee. There's like innumerable chick characters in X-Men that are
and they're
good
written
characters.
well. They're written well. I didn't have the comic books because I was deprived of comic books as a child, because my parents couldn't afford them. But we invested in the cartoons and all of that. We watched those. But this is why I love X-Men. I like the films X-Men, but
my wife loves those movies too. She can give a shit about.
Except for the third one, X3 is a bit rubbish. But
now
it was okay.
It's gone with the wind compared to the rest now.
I wonder what Disney are gonna make of it now they've got it. So
you know what? I actually have been making a point to watch that movie. I have not seen it. It's on Disney Plus too. Did anybody in here see New Mutants?
I haven't seen it yet.
No.
See, but like I was, the thing I liked about it was I read the New Mutants comics. So around like 1982, Xavier had his X-Men, but they weren't students anymore. You know, like Wolverine, they're all grown, right? And so through some chicanery in the story, he ends up teaching students again, like in the X uniforms, like his original X-Men. And so he brings in an original team, and a lot of those people were the ones that are in the movie. And I mean, that's about all I know about it. So I thought that was kind of cool, but I was afraid to watch it because I figured it was just going to shit all over everything. But if you thought it was cool, I'll give it a look, because I heard it was kind of like a horror movie or something.
Is that on Disney Plus?
Yeah, should be. Disney, Marvel have their way. It won't be the X-Men much longer. No, it's going to be like the X-Ladies, dude. They didn't even want to call it X-Men. They want to call it the Mutants.
Why would you want X-Men?
I mean, the Mutants was like the shitty first title that Stan Lee came up with when he was creating them, and then how he came up with X-Men or whatever. But they don't like anything that it might promote men. Just, I mean, I hate that shit. They're freaking sensitive to just that they want to control your mind through language. New Mutants wasn't terrible. I like they leaned into the horror side. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say it. I'm not saying it's 100% to the comics, but they kept pretty true. Okay, cool. I heard there was some friction on the set between a couple of the actors, but I don't know anything else beyond that.
Brandon, have you seen the other little bit regarding Madam Web?
What?
Have a look in private chat. I've dropped a
sorry.
link.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool.
Have a little look. There's something else. I'm not. I don't know if it's 100% been verified, but it's relevant. It's the only entertainment this film will ever get for people.
All right, let's see what it says, man. I have scrolled past this without looking at it, so cool. This will be new.
I've proofread it. The only entertainment people are going to get from this film.
Man removed from Madam Web screening for masturbation. Oh yeah, I did see this. Yeah,
I'm so sorry, guys. I should have waited till I got home. I'm so sorry.
Imagine like getting home, like the cops bringing like old Harold home, and his wife's used to that shit, and so it's like he's a drunk, but he just gets caught for whacking it in the theater all the time, and he's just coming home, got his head down, shit, and his wife's sitting there like, "Did you do it again?" But that's crazy, dude.
Has anyone seen as well? Just out of curiosity, is it Dakota Johnson? That's how little I care about this film.
Yeah, the chick that's playing Madam Web. She's Don Johnson and Meg Ryan.
Has anyone seen the images about her dress sense on whatever red carpet, whatever is going around?
Oh yeah, the skimpy dresses. Yeah.
Not a fantastic look.
Wait, no, the webs on them.
Find it and send it to me in the private chat, and I'll bring it up, Tuna.
I'm not sure if it's.
If you can't find it, don't worry about it. But yeah, it was like these. It was her and Dakota Johnson on the white carpet. No, on the red carpet. Yeah, and they carpet supremacy. But oh wow, that could be misconstrued as sexual. But anyway, oh shit! They were on the red carpet, and they both had really skimpy web type dresses on.
Dakota's is worse. Dakota's is
yeah. Well, and she had like a skin colored bodysuit on underneath, so you had to zoom in to see if she was even, because it makes you
easy to take you out.
Yeah. Well, you're supposed to think she's naked, and but she doesn't have much. She didn't have much in the chest area, but then this chick did, and so they just looked like you could really see the difference. Let's see.
In private chat, I wouldn't necessarily bring it up. If people want to see it, it's there.
Oh, gotcha.
It's that skimpy, I think.
I don't want to get dinged for that just in case. But yeah, she looks naked, so that's not any good to show people. But yeah, go look it up. It's awful. Laughing my ass off, saw that. By all accounts, the red carpet was way more interesting than the film. That's what it seems like. That's pretty bad. Migraine Game, what's up? Good afternoon. Welcome to the madness. Now, speaking of madness, we're gonna watch another trailer. I know you guys have seen it, but I'm curious because this is all like the X-Men. It's like, are they going to get us excited?
This is Deadpool, right?
Say what?
I said you really want to get a copyright strike for this one, don't you?
I'll pause enough. We should be okay. I've watched, man, all these people do these reactions, and they'll sit there and let the whole thing play. I guess they're usually pretty good about trailers because it's like promotion and it's fair use. I hope I don't have to fight it.
It's the music usually that's the thing.
I can't
not the
remember
trailer itself.
I can't remember if there's any. I don't think there is. We'll see. I hope not.
What are you worried about?
I don't think there's any music in it that's
there is a backing track. I mean, someone will probably put a claim to it.
All right, we won't watch that. Then I'm gonna show you something else. Hang on one second. This thing's being stupid. I'm having some trouble with it. All right, but yeah, go watch the trailer. What did you guys think of the trailer? Because I was kind of pumped about it, but then at the end I was like, man, they're just trying to get me to give them a few bucks. They're not going to stop doing what they're doing. They're not going to correct course. They're going to keep doing the same old
Three
stuff.
letters, isn't it? TVA. That torpedoes.
Yeah, it could be a good movie. I mean, it could. You have
Oh,
to
yeah,
wait till
yeah.
you see it. Really, at this point with these studio.
Oh, I'm thinking there's a fair enough chance that it's going to be really good. I would be more likely to say that you got a fair chance of it being really, really good, like an oddball out. You know what I mean? And then everything else just go right back to as bad as it was.
Migraine says Deadpool appears to be the only movie that doesn't have Pedro Pascal in it. Hi, Migraine, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not. Let me bring up who they cast. I'm not. They've got all four of the cast now for FF, I think. Let's see. Fantastic.
Rachel, what did you think about Deadpool 3 trailer? Have you seen it yet?
I have seen it. Yeah, I think it looks okay. Do I want to see it? I don't know. I haven't
I
decided
want to
yet.
see
But I
it.
do like Wolverine, so
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah,
part
no,
that's
it
hard.
looks good.
Yeah.
I can't decide. Like, I mean, I like Ryan Gosling as well. Is it Ryan? No, it's not Ryan
Reynolds, I
Gosling.
think.
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds.
Reynolds, yeah,
Sorry.
he's
Yeah.
awesome. He's
So I
funny.
got
He's
Ryan
so
Gosling on the brain because he's up for an Oscar or something, isn't he?
Well, and actually, I saw a thing where they said Ryan Gosling would have been a better Reed Richards, actually, and
Really?
I agree with that. But the thing is, like, it just depends on where they're going in the story. Because in
Yeah.
the comics, like Reed's a few years older. Like he was in college when he first met. I can't remember how. Maybe it was through their dad. But when he first meets Sue, she's like a little kid. Like there's a fair amount of age between them. So I mean, and he had gray already. So I mean, if you use somebody about that age range, I'd say that'd be a good one. Let me see if I can pull this up better. Okay. So we got Vanessa Kirby. I think she was in like the Mission Impossible movies or something. And then this guy Joseph
The Stranger Things guy, Eddie, I think.
Is that the long hair guy that got eaten up while he's playing the Metallica song?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Is that him?
Sweet.
Wow, he looks
Hey,
different.
wait, is he? I think so. He looks like him.
Look and see. Google it. I think he is.
Yeah, I'll do that. Are you sure? Wait, let me see.
Yeah, you do that, Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on.
Joseph Quinn.
He
I think
is.
he
He
is that
is.
guy. He was Eddie.
Wow.
Okay.
He is.
And this guy, he looks familiar, but I can't place where I've seen him. Eben Mossbacher. I assume he's not American.
Sounds like a
but maybe
Star Wars
he is.
character.
Yeah, exactly. He's already got the name. They'll probably use him, and they'll all end up in some Star Wars bullshit too. But this is the one, like he's like male Taylor. He's like Disney's male Taylor Swift. Like they're
Please
trying
don't
to.
insult Taylor Swift. Even
Yeah.
she's like
yeah, we can't. But I mean, like, it's like somebody said earlier in the chat. He's in everything.
Yeah.
And I'm not really, and fine, I can separate the artist from the art if I'm a big fan of something, but I mean, it's just getting harder and harder, especially when he's in everything they make.
He's got something on Disney, isn't he? We said this last week. He
Oh
must
yeah,
have
he's got some
something.
dirt. He's seen Kathleen Kennedy do something that's given him a lot of
Something
power.
naughty.
And that
I-
that's a
he's
good
not-
point. Sorry. Pedro is
Yeah,
an okay actor, but
I was
not
going to
a good
agree with
lead.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Elaborate on that, Joe.
No, I was just going to say that. Yeah, I mean, I've seen him in The Mandalorian and stuff, and Last of Us, and Mandalorian's not really a good example of his acting. It's just a voice role. But no, I think he's a good actor. He's just not a great actor. Like he's being put on a pedestal that I don't think he deserves. There's a lot of other people that are more, I think, deserving.
Well, he
of
was
the
great
position
in
he's in
Game
right
of
now.
Thrones. He was really good in
Oh,
Game
yeah.
of Thrones.
Yeah, I really like the part where his head explodes. Spoilers.
And I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not going to sit here and say he's absolutely. I'm not going to say he's all that terrible, but I just like knowing as familiar as I am. And if you guys have seen the Fantastic Four movies, most of you probably have the ones they did, 2004 or whenever.
Yeah, the first two, but not the reboot, Brandon.
I ain't seen that, dude. No. You talking about the Fan-Four-Stick? No, that abortion. No, man, I didn't watch that. the one with Miles Teller, like, they're all young. They were basically ripping off the Ultimates universe, the Ultimates universe comics, which was basically just different versions of Marvel characters like Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and Avengers. But this version of them were like all these young geniuses. And the Baxter Building was like not just a building; they rented like Sue and Johnny's dad ran like a think tank there or whatever, and that's how they all meet. But that movie, like, it went through a lot of problems, and it probably lost a lot of money too, but it was awful. I tried to watch it and I couldn't get through like the first 15-20 minutes. Let's see. So great for the late stage, all new, all different Reed Richards. Yeah, and see, that's another thing. I don't mean it like as a racist, but like he's kind of, unless he gets rid of it, he's from Chile, so South America, he's got a little bit of an accent. I assume that Spanish is his first language, but like I don't see, I mean, it's fine. I know people would just say it's like a bigoted view, but I really don't mean it like that. But like, I just don't see him as Reed Richards at all.
Tuna, you did not just say Galactopus will be played by Lizzo. Oh,
yeah.
God.
Oh, God. Yes.
What?
I said what I said. I mean,
I'm about to eat your damn planet.
Oh,
we
my
got an
God.
argument now because my grand said Lizzo was playing Dr. Doom. They'll never get her out of that armor. They'd have to grease her with butter.
Normie agrees. Thank you.
You're right. It's good. It's good casting. Method acting.
Go ahead, Rachel.
Method acting.
Yeah. That hit me too.
Sorry. Yeah. Pedro Pascal. You said is he playing Reed Richards?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's Reed.
Isn't Reed supposed to be quite young? I don't know Fantastic Four very well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on what version they're going with. But if they want to do, in my nerd opinion, if they want to do a good version, they go with the comic version. And let's just say, I'd probably do Reed like somewhere between 40 and 45 years old.
Yeah.
And I'd make Sue like 30. Because there's almost that sort of age gap between them, and that's what I would do. And then Johnny needs to be a teenager because when they first came out, Fantastic Four, he was a contemporary of Spider-Man at that time. A lot of people forget that Spider-Man was a teen hero for several years when he first appeared. He was like 15, 16 years old when he becomes Spider-Man.
Yeah,
he was not an adult when he becomes Spider-Man, so he was a teen. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, he was a teen. And the cool thing about the original comic, the cool thing about the original comic was, since it came out in 1961, it wasn't that many years since World War II. So Ben Grimm, the Thing, he had been like a pilot. He and Reed both had fought in World War II, and they'd also gone to college together, and they'd also met Dr. Doom in college. And so I just reread like a lot of and see, somebody online responded to me and told me I didn't know anything about, or I probably never read any Fantastic Four, know what I was talking about. Yeah, it was the same shit, the same sort of shit like they pulled on Gary. And I'm like, look, dude, I just read the first 300 issues just like a couple months ago, and so I feel like I know enough about it to make an argument for what I don't like or do like.
Okay, so they're going for an older Reed then. He's 48.
Why can't we just have? I don't understand. They had the casting there already in Multiverse of Madness. They had Matey Boy from The Office. They had.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
might leave that up.
no! Oh no!
Yeah. See, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put that up yet, but they, it's pretty funny. But they're going to screw this up, I'm sure. But I mean, I could be wrong. I might have to eat those words, but I really, really wish that they would go with more of a comic book approach.
They're just tripping themselves over. I mean, as far as I'm aware, for the most part, MCU characters, no matter where they are in the multiverse, are always played by the same actor where they can.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. So why are we buck the trend with Reed Richards just to get Pedro Pascal in because he's blackmailing Disney?
I don't know. I mean, it's like,
well, you need to know, damn it.
I think, well, no, I mean, speculatively, I mean, I don't know why they. I mean, maybe they couldn't get John Krasinski. Maybe he's just not available. I don't know.
Oh, they could have gotten him.
Yeah,
I'm sure that guy
come
was
on now.
desperate to.
Oh,
then
I'm
why
not-
cast him in the first place of Multiverse of Muppetness?
because people have been fan casting him.
Yeah, that's
for a
exactly
while.
why.
It was
Yeah.
it was a Patrick Stewart Professor X type thing. If that's a
Well, look
good
what they've
example.
done. They
Mhm.
fucked it up.
Yeah. So he had just been fan cast because they felt like and Reed didn't typically have a beard, but he grew one. And when he did, people started posting pictures saying this is who should play,
Yeah.
just like they did back in the day with magazines and stuff, fan casting Patrick Stewart. I was cool with it. I don't like
Are
the
we-
chick. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Are we still in phase 5? I'm getting really confused in the
Who knows,
timeline here
Joe?
because
Who knows?
We're in phase doo-doo. I mean,
I don't even think
We
Disney
are, though.
know.
I think it
Yeah, they
is. It
probably
is
don't.
phase 5. It's phase 5, but I can't remember if it's over or not. I can't remember if like.
Oh,
I
it's
can't
over. It's over.
Well, yeah, it's over, but I can't remember if they're done with that stage. So, okay, she's 35. That's totally doable. You could, I guess, she could certainly play younger, I'm sure. But I don't know how about. I think she's English too. So
It's not the
Right.
worst casting in the world.
no,
That-
it's not. It's not. Yeah. I mean, I could see it being decent. What were you gonna say, Rachel?
35. Yeah, so she's what, 30? So they do play in ages, 5 years either side for actors.
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
No,
know they
you're
can
right.
do that easy. But she does somewhat have the look. But see, the thing is, like to do Susan Richards correctly, like she needs to be a strong woman, but like in the kind of way that like 12-year-old boys are reading a comic book and thinking was cool. You know what I mean? It can be done because I read them. I'll tell you, and they could do her well because like technically she's the most powerful member of the group.
What's the betting they'll make her the leader?
But
You
see,
know,
she's
it's
not
too
the
obvious,
center.
isn't it?
It's okay. I mean, you can argue that maybe you could maybe make Reed and Doom like the main characters or whatever, or just Reed, whatever. But like Fantastic Four above all else, and I know anybody in the chat that reads comics will agree, they're a family. They're the first Marvel's first family is what they call them. They're a family because a few years into it, they have their first son, Franklin. He ends up being a mutant like the X-Men, and basically his powers are just God. And when they're activated, he can just do whatever he wants. And so they have to.
Brandon says, apparently the rumor is the script paints Reed as abusive and such.
I heard that they were going to make it about her being like the lead. Sue's the lead, and the Silver Surfer is going to be Silver Girl. And I'm not cool with that either. I'm a big fan of the Heralds and stuff. Let's see. She was the first official. Yeah, they'd been rumoring her for a while. Casting announced, they will. Kirby was pretty awesome in my films, and she has a stunning smile. Oh, Mission Impossible films. Okay, yeah, she's pretty, man. I'm not super familiar with her personally, but we'll see. And then if we use the Heath Ledger rule, which it just says you may have your socks blown off and she might be wonderful, you just wait and see. The one I have the most problems with, everything else I'm straight on except for Reed. I really could have gone for actually that kind of standoffishness of a Ryan Gosling. He's got like the way he acts and stuff. He's almost he should be aloof. He should be I mean, Reed Richards is like one of the smartest people on the planet, and sometimes you could argue maybe the smartest. He's up there. He's smart. I think he's probably he's definitely smarter than Tony Stark.
And now you've got the smuggest man on the planet playing him.
Right. Yeah, exactly. See, and so like Reed's like one of the world's smartest men. Doom would argue that it's him, but like so nobody is going to be that intelligent, and like a part of the story is like his wife has to make him like you need to spend time with your son. You need to, and he's like, well, shit, I've been in this lab for 3 days straight, and what I'm saying, because like he's really on being a scientist. He's more of a scientist. He's not a superhero. They're coincidental superheroes. And so I don't see them doing it like that. It's like they almost all would deserve an equal portion of the story if it was to be done correctly. Let's see, but yeah, as I said before, she's good, but I prefer a bit less quirky. Yeah, I know what you mean exactly. Just a straight up like American mom sort of thing. Let's see, and I'm not sure softer, but I'm very willing to get. Yeah, absolutely. I think you should definitely.
She might surprise you.
Oh,
You have to.
he's almost as smart as Shuri and Riri, Ironheart, and Shuri. Yeah, they tried to make Shuri a thing there for about 5 minutes, didn't they? And then she was okay, like in Infinity War, I guess, But I hate where they always. I mean, I know guys are dumbasses, we know that, but like we don't need every film to like a woman tell us that we're a stupid man. You know what I mean? It tends to piss people off, a lot of people anyway.
Disney disagree with you though. That's the problem.
Oh, absolutely, they do. Now, I don't know if any of you guys are, but let's go for a laugh. I don't know if anybody in the chat or in.
This isn't going to flag, is it?
No, it's not going to flag because it's everywhere it's on
okay.
YouTube. Yeah,
he potentially brings
it's
up
just
on screen, that's all.
Yeah, it's just adult. You know what I'm saying? But no, it should be fine. I actually looked at a bunch of different channels. I think we're good. We'll see.
I'll make it clear. You can write this down. I want to fuck a woman as a horse.
Oh my.
None of this is a secret. To be clear, many jokes have been made about this, but I stand by it. My moral principles are rock solid. My feet are firmly planted in the ground. I've got my boots up. They're planted firmly. You cannot move me from my position. This isn't a secret. Let's talk to a therapist. Well, why?
He's like a kind of what we call like I think the maybe an English person would call him like a liberal socialist or something.
Who is this guy? Sorry.
Yeah. Vosh. He's got an internet name he uses, Vosh. I can't remember what his real name is. I mean, it's known. It's not a secret. He's been
What's
on
the context?
Basically, let me set this up. He was doing like a podcast or something and showed his screen, and they saw this stuff they call like lolly porn. It's like Japanese manga-ish, anime-ish looking stuff, but they say that it's like pedo sort of stuff because it's drawn to be like little kids, and so basically everybody's flaming him, and he's like trying to make this. So everything he said is trying to take up for that.
Why do you want to be the horse, Vosh? Because then I'd have a giant dick. Okay, couldn't you have a big dick the other way? Well, yeah, I could. I could have a big dick hypothetically in any variety of scenarios, but then it wouldn't
looks
really
like an even more soy Asmongold.
Yes, and I wouldn't have that powerful stallion energy.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So like, this is the thought of people nowadays. Like, who would go and admit that, dude? And I don't know. That was just his reaction to getting busted online with.
Rachel, have you seen the clip where he brings the folder up?
No, I don't even know who this guy was until just like.
Yeah, it's not right, really, but it's just because he talks a lot of crap before that as well, doesn't he, Brandon?
oh yeah. I mean,
you have to send it to me.
To him, he would be.
I'll have a little look, see if I can find it.
See if you can find it, we'll show it.
Send it to me, please.
It's like we've already been in 2 hours, so if they take us down now, whatever. But
they can't take us down, damn it.
No,
Woodrow says that he has people defending him. His audience.
Everybody, yeah. He is he's a real. I guess you would say he was already a controversial enough figure just because people felt so strongly about him in two different directions. But he's like a pro-socialist, really full of shit, really annoying ass voice. But he's got a hellacious following. I don't think he's on Twitter anymore. And he came out with a video, I don't know, not too long ago, saying he was done. He's not doing YouTube. He's moving to his socialist ranch where they have horses.
Oh God, keep him away.
Yeah. We're no telling what's gonna happen. Somebody like he's gonna end up in the hospital or something from laying with a horse. But okay, yeah, exactly. Okay, why would you ever publicize that? Just ignore it or say no comment. Yeah, I mean, at the best you could probably do is lean into it. Dermy Wormy, another guy's got a channel. I saw him post something on X, and he's like, "Don't look at corn on your freaking." I got it, Tuna. I got your message. Don't look at corn on your thing you use for YouTube. Like, what? He said, look at it on your phone. But I would actually tell people it's probably best not to. I think it messes with your head. Let's see. All right. So he found Tuna found the video, and I'm sharing it now. I haven't even seen this. Ooh, that kind of looks weird anyway. All right, Vosh. My southern way, I think it's Vaush, but I'm from North Carolina, so I say Vaush. All right.
See, this is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
We've all joked at Delali at some point or another.
You can see
Oh
this
my
is an
God.
example
Oh my God, one more time. That was hilarious.
of the kind of structure that I'm referring.
It was at this moment that he knew.
I love the working on it bit from Windows. That's fantastic.
That's
We've all
awesome.
joked at Delali at some point or another.
No. Maybe when I was 12 to Rogue, that was like the closest to a cartoon. I mean, geez.
Normally says he could just say he was horsing around.
Oh
Yeah,
God, don't say
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. There was another thing I was going to show you guys. Oh yeah, here we go. Watch this, man. I told you guys, and I know we've discussed the social credit score thing, but I told you guys this was coming to England first, and then probably soon to the United States. But you know, maybe it'll be stopped. We'll see. But check this out. This guy is a Chinese citizen.
He was told he was banned from flying from Leo Hu recently tried to book a flight. He was told he was banned from flying because he's on the list of
His daughter's name's Sally Watt.
When?
And then when? Yeah, they can have all those names, all right? Oh yeah, we'll be bigoted for saying that, won't we? All right, go
Leo
ahead.
Hu recently tried to book a flight. He was told he was banned from flying because he's on the list of untrustworthy people. Leo was a journalist who was ordered by a court to apologize for a series of tweets he wrote and was then told his apology was insincere.
Hey guys, if you're a journalist or thinking of being a journalist in communist China, don't. Just don't. I mean, geez, man. Let's see what he says here.
I can't buy property. My child can't go to private school, he says. You feel you're being controlled by the list all the time. And the list is now getting longer, as every Chinese citizen is being assigned a social credit score, a fluctuating rating based on a range of behavior. It's believed that community service and buying Chinese-made products can raise your score. Fraud, tax evasion, and smoking in non-smoking areas can drop it. China's growing network of surveillance cameras makes all of this possible.
Does it look like anywhere we know? Like I know they've basically done this in the UK with the cameras, especially in London.
Yeah.
Recognize more than 4,000 vehicles.
Xu Li is the CEO of SenseTime, one of China's most successful artificial intelligence companies. It has created smart cameras for the government that can help catch criminals, but
Oh,
also
that is so bad.
Tell whether it is an adult,
That technology's already here.
male or female.
Ken DeWaskin has studied China's economic and political culture for more than 3 decades. He says how the new scoring system truly works is kept secret and could be easily abused.
See, that's the thing. It's supposed to be nebulous. You're not so. It's like in 1984, there were no rules necessarily. You weren't told what they were. You just got picked up when you had an infraction.
Yeah,
but it was
you
like
found
there
it was
were no.
broken.
You know, and it's like it's so much. Like you get pressure, like because they use this to manipulate people to put pressure on fellow citizens, even though the fellow citizens, you know, most probably know it's bullshit.
By the government.
How far into people's daily mundane activities does this go?
Well, I think that the government and the people running the plan would like to go as deeply as possible to determine how to allocate benefits and also how to impact and shape their behavior.
The fear, of course, is that the government may use this social credit scoring system to punish people that it deems not sufficiently loyal to the Communist Party, and trying to clear your name or fight your score is nearly impossible because there is no due process. Ben Tracy, CBS News, Beijing.
I really don't want to live under that.
You know, there's this guy on YouTube. His name is Lao Y86, and he does great videos breaking down the Chinese social credit score system and how like the exact he actually has gone to China many times and he's infiltrated a lot of different things. As far as I'm aware, I'm not exactly sure what I don't know all about it. You have to check him out. But he has some really great videos. He talks specifically about like what infractions, how much points you actually lose for X, Y, and Z when you do something. Like it really tells you a lot about it. And yeah, it infects every aspect of society, the social credit score. And like there's like the reporter just said, there's like if you see this guy, any of these guys' videos, you would agree with that reporter. Like literally, there was nothing you can do about it. It's so bad. It's really really sad too.
Because ultimately they can take you away and kill you. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it. Protesting that they add points to your score, detract points, however, whatever it is. And yeah, it's just they do that for everything. Like you could list 100,000 different things, and they have rules for each one of those things. It seems like I mean, I can see them slowly rolling this out to the United Kingdom maybe first.
Well, they already are, aren't they?
Well, I was just about to say, aren't they already doing something like that?
Are they in okay? Well, I mean, I would say arguably they already are anyway. It's called Facebook and X and all that. But I mean, like
the bigger picture, I guess, Brandon, isn't it? I mean, our governments already want to arrest people for 2 years for misgendering somebody.
Yeah.
Digital single currency banking crap that's already been passed by the EU. That's on the way. The migrant crisis is going to force through kind of digital ID. It's all heading towards this one system.
Yeah, that's the ultimate destination. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and the government tried silencing a load of YouTubers recently for talking about a scandal with a certain comedian as well, and they say that we're not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, I saw
silenced.
Like I think it was Tuna that shared it on X. Oh God, Canada is like right behind China. Canada will beat the UK to the totalitarian socialist state first, maybe. They'll completely.
Why do you think YouTube got rid of the dislike button? I mean, it's to protect these people.
And because Disney bought them off.
Yeah. Disney and Joe Biden.
You have to have like a special extension now to even see it.
Oh yeah, I have it. It's great. I haven't.
I've
been able to see all the dislikes. Yeah.
I've never used it. I mean, but I thought it would be cool to be able to. I don't really care about my own videos, but I'd like to see it on some of the other ones to see how racial.
That's exactly where we're heading, my friend.
The WEF, baby, our Lord and Savior Saint Klaus Schwab, the saint of socialism.
He's literally a Bond villain.
Now check this out, guys. This is a funnier, in my opinion, look at the degradation of society. Oh God, I don't even want to do this.
Oh, brother.
Oh, I saw that. Kristen Stewart, or whatever her name is.
What
am I looking at?
It's Kristen Stewart, dude, the chick from Twilight.
What the?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, wait. That's probably with the better picture to put up.
Oh yeah, let's see if we can find on the. Okay, I'll read you guys some of this. This is a hot thing. I think it hit yesterday. Kristen Stewart and her fiance, the lady, have been nothing wrong with that, by the way. I'm just pointing it out. Her fiance have been talking about the possibility of having babies. Okay, maybe there is. Okay. Oh, evil Brandon. All right. I don't know what my family's going to look like, but there's no fucking way that I don't start acquiring kids.
What do they think these are? Fucking Pokemon cards. Acquiring kids. What the fuck?
That is such a creepy thing to say.
That's why I
You're
always
using the word acquiring kids, then maybe you're not ready to be a parent.
No.
It's not an item. It's not an accessory. Well, it might be. It's an accessory that you don't ever lose unless you're a dumbass. But let's see if I can find. Oh yeah. Oh Lord.
Oh, what's going on there?
Let's see. I wish I could get this fool off my screen. Kristen Stewart Uncensored. I want to do the gayest thing you've ever seen in your life, ma'am.
You already did Twilight.
Yeah, no kidding. That's so true, Joe. Good one. We'd like to show you notification. Hell no. You show me notifications. After more than 2 decades in the spotlight, she knows who she is. But yeah, so let me see if I can find some more of the pictures. But all basically she does is a bunch of strong women talk. Okay, here's the cover, guys. I used to read it when I was a kid. Like when bands and stuff were still cool.
I have a theory. Do you reckon she's going to come out as non-binary?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any day now.
Yeah.
I'm tired of that word.
I'm just looking. I'm trying not to judge, but I'm just looking at her appearance compared to how she used to be.
Same thing happened with another actor.
That looks like Elliot, don't it?
That's
Doesn't it?
Yep.
Are you talking about I nearly said Adam Page. Elliot Page.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Let's see. What did you just send, Joey?
Oh, you're asking me what I sent in the private chat? Oh, that was just sending the link about the.
Oh, okay, cool, thanks. But yeah, so this is another thing that gets me, and we'll go here in a minute. I know we're running over. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Outer God. Oh, hey, there's Indian Jesus. He stopped by. He's got a couple new cool videos out. Check him out at Indian Jesus Lutch. And Migraine, we're happy you came by too. Was it? She just came out as a bone killer. Yeah, no doubt. Normie nerd. We're getting to the point where in Hollywood, the gayest thing you can do is F someone of the opposite. Yeah. I mean, it's like something I did this weekend that I should not have done. It was kind of like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Red Dawn, where like they invade America basically, and we have to like repel Russia and Cuba and stuff like that. That was an unwise movie for me to watch in the current climate. And then this weekend I decided to watch from the year 1984, the 1984 movie with John Hurt. And I actually, for the first time and I've read the book more than once. Yeah, it's true. I know she was real pretty. So was Elliot. But I read the book, in school and out of school. Absolutely, yes. So something they say, like these high school kids, they fight off like the Russians and the Cubans, and their high school mascots, the Wolverines. That's where that cry comes
I've been
from.
meaning to watch that movie for a while. Is it any good, Brandon?
Yes, the 1984 which movie are you talking about? 1984 or Red Dawn?
With
Both
John
are
Hurt.
good.
The one with John
1984. Yeah. The problem with I remember my school teacher, like I went because that movie's really racy. Like it has like a full frontal female nudity and stuff like that, and it's almost overly Skinamax-ish in places. And so I remember the teacher that in high school, I guess it was like 9th grade, the one that we covered that in school. And I said, hey, yeah, I went and rented that movie and watched it. And she said, yeah, it was like too much sex or whatever. And so I had that on my brain when I was watching it again. And it was the first time I had watched the film through adult eyes. You know how weird it is to watch something you haven't seen. So it's like, you're young and you have it. It's like watching it for the first time because your viewpoint's changed on everything. So I probably shouldn't have watched it because it looks like where we're going. And in 1984, like basically what happens is these two characters get in trouble for having an affair, but not a bad affair. Just having a fling is an affair. I don't think that's where we're going necessarily. I think a piece of that we'll get is they'll, where they want to obliterate the family. Whereas in Brave New World, everybody's more drugged up and they promote like polyamory and stuff like that. So
yeah, we're definitely more in the Brave New World. 1984 has the government right. Brave New World has the society right. It's like the super sex obsessed people. Like there's not a situation. The government wants us to be like Winston and Julia in 1984, where we're having just constantly looking to have sex. Like that's Brave New World's shtick, and that's where we are, I would say, right now.
Well, and they were taking the pills in Brave New World, like everybody took Soma, and depending on how much you took was what effect it had. And like that
movie came out 20 or 30 years before 1984. It's crazy.
The book, the Aldous Huxley was Blair or Orwell was one of his teachers, dude. He got taught by Aldous Huxley. They knew each other, and they had an on-again, off-again relationship, and they discussed each other's books, and they died not really agreeing because they would exchange letters speaking about, basically each's book was like we each one thought was what was presented in the book. The sad thing about Orwell though is he's basically dead as he's writing it. He's trying to get it out and done. So his adopted son, his wife died, and he's left with his adopted sons, like 3 maybe. He's still living, but like it was a struggle for I think 1984 would have been probably 5 or 10 times better had Orwell not been dying and sick. Like he was sick in bed with a big ass typewriter. And,
I mean, he made his point. I'm
saying, just imagine what else he would have done had he been in good health. I mean, he was just I don't think what's his name, George R. Martin. I don't think he would give a shit. He would die with a hot dog in his mouth, not with a damn laptop. Yeah. Gary always cracks me up when he talks about Game of Thrones, and he says it's been X amount of days since the last book came out. Like he's never going to finish it. Let's see. Tuna. Yeah, there was a network TV version. Yeah, edited for TV back in the day. And I don't know if you ever seen Logan's Run. It's another crazy future movie where like they kill people when they reach 30. Let's see. I think there was one more thing I was going to show you guys, and we'll roll. Or was that it? Oh yeah. One funny thing to go out on. There's been an invasion in the UK, but it's not the one you guys have been used to. It's well, I was to say it's of the animal
Americans
variety.
are coming.
Yeah. Oh no, this is, well, I guess they are American if you think about it. I think this is where the animal's from. Let me find it.
That would be such a big plot twist if we ended up colonizing the UK. It's like,
well, in Brave New World, they're the same. They're the same country.
You want to bet?
You're going to return the favor, are you?
Let's see. Here we go. Fluffy, the alligator snapping turtle found in England. What to know about this Florida native species? They've been invaded by this guy. They've got these alligator snapping turtles that are a big, huge, vicious ass creature that we have. Like, they're in England somehow now. It's a dinosaur,
Use them
bro.
to secure our borders, couldn't we? Really?
Yeah, you could put them like in the English Channel. I mean, not like the cold, but it looks like a freaking dinosaur. But here's what they said. Hey, ads. All right. It says, for once, Florida is invading the United Kingdom. I think that was a shot at tourists and shit. And I guess people retired to Florida from the United Kingdom as well. I'm sure like famous people that can afford it would do the same thing,
I guess.
Yeah, true. A dog walker in Cumbria in northwest England spotted something bizarre and prehistoric looking in a small local lake and asked about it on Facebook. Denise Chamberlain, a parish counselor who had previously lived in Florida and keeps tortoises, recognized it right off, an alligator snapping turtle. Well, I'd be suspicious as shit of her. That's like who smelt it, dealt it, isn't it? I mean, like, I looked at it and immediately thought, oh, goodness. I looked at it and immediately thought, oh, goodness, I know what you are, Chamberlain said, according to The Guardian. I've seen a snapping turtle in the wild, but on a much bigger scale, mate. They grow to about 14 stone. Well, she's British as shit, 200 pounds. And we looked that up last week, remember, to find out. I was telling y'all about the lady that lost 200 pounds, and y'all didn't understand what it meant until I looked up stone. And they can snap fingers. Yeah, they can bite your fingers right off. We've got snapping turtles around here. You know that too, Joe. Shit. You got to look. You can tell by the way their head's shaped usually. Chamberlain nervously set out to capture something that looked like a baby dinosaur. Since she knew the carnivorous creature was invasive, had no natural predators, and would take over the lake if left to its own devices, she took it to a local vet where it got a name. The vicious-looking animated... You Fluffy. It should be Snappy. The vicious-looking animated rock-like creature is now and forever Fluffy. It's a Harry Potter reference to another terrifying-looking pet. As someone on Facebook said, it certainly looks like a creature Hagrid would have. Rest in peace, Robbie Coltrane. Chamberlain said, "What's an alligator snapping turtle?" But yeah, there's one of them. But if there's one, I wonder how the hell would that get over there, though? Was it hiding on a ship? Like... Did he cling to a ship for 3,000 miles? Damn.
Well, there's one. There's got to be another one, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, and see, they'll eat anything. They're not like a chill species at all. They'd be like apex in a lake usually. They'd eat about anything there. Let's see, everyone to run. I've been wanting to run a campaign. My campaign had werewolves and ninja turtles, flying robots. Oh, all right, so guys, we're gonna get out of here. It's late in the UK. I really appreciate everybody who's watching the chat. Be sure to like, subscribe.
Really thank you very much, guys.
Like, subscribe, share. Let's go to Rachel first. Rachel, plug your channel and everything. Tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at Chat About It, Don't Shout About It with Rachel on YouTube, and then at Chat Don't Shout on Twitter. And I forgot to plug this last week. I also have Rumble, and I also release all of my episodes as podcasts on Spotify. So if you can't watch, you can listen.
Cool. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be on Rumble eventually.
I forgot they stopped linking YouTube videos, so I actually need to go and learn them.
Have they? That's what I was
you
banking
can.
on.
We, me and I tested out something earlier that I didn't even leave up. I just deleted it messing around. but there's an option in StreamYard to stream to X at the same time. That I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get pissed at Elon, take that out eventually too. But yeah, Rumble you got to do separately. I set up an account, but I've never, you know what I mean? I've never actually put anything on there.
I think X will be fine, Brandon, because Elon does want it to be more of a media platform. So I think that'll be fine. We just need to work out kind of bandwidth and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we were talking about like simulcast into X at the same time because we all have a lot more followers on X than we did. We're the reverse of you, Rachel. Like we used X more, so we got more people over there.
We just don't know what we're doing.
I'm minuscule on X.
And they see you later, Woody. Appreciate you coming by, man. Big time. I'm sure we'll talk to you in Discord too. You too. Everybody that came by, White Devil, everybody, Normie, Indian Jesus, everybody stopped by. I appreciate you. So we were talking about it earlier, and I told Tuna, I said, man, I want to broadcast on X at the same time. I just saw the option on StreamYard. You can just click them both, and you can just simulcast live, and I thought, because like sometimes I'll see somebody live broadcasting on X, and I'll just go find their YouTube. You know what I mean? So, but then he, of course, he brought me back down to earth and said, do you think you've got the bandwidth for it? And I was like, I think so, if I hook up directly to my modem. But I told him he said, what's your bandwidth? And I said, I don't know. I have to ask one of the kids. One of my kids will like come up to me and tell me like, I did such and such and such and such. And now, the bandwidth and all this shit. And it's all, I understand it, but I never pay much attention to that sort of stuff.
So we're
going to try and give it a run tomorrow.
Than my brother. If I said that to my brother, it'd be like, you're stupid.
Right. If I can, there's a piece I need. I don't know. I might not be able to try it till next week. Because I don't, what it is I need an adapter where I can plug in more, things with the USB. So I can, I've got a USB adapter to turn it into an Ethernet, thing. And there's one more piece I need. And I didn't realize I needed it, or I'll be trying it tomorrow. But, let's see, Joe, you go next. You got anything going on? Tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, so I'm Joe Bonelli on YouTube, Joe Bonelli YT on Twitter, or X, I should say. And yeah, we have a show on Saturday at 3 p.m. called Nerds Next Door. So if you want to go check out some Nerds Next Door, then go over there and check us out. And yeah, thanks. This was a great show. Thanks for having me on.
I'm scared. I'm really scared. I've always joked, like, I don't know what crazy position Joe's going to have in some crazy video of me and Tuna after he did that. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I'll be there too. And I'm looking forward to it. Also, let's see. I think the next thing we're doing tomorrow is with Tuna. So Tuna, you go ahead, man.
Yeah, so what I was going to suggest is we've got TunaCast tomorrow at 6:15 UK, 1:15 EST.
Yeah, I'm far behind. But yeah, I can do that.
What we can probably do, if you want, we can give that X streaming a go. I'll do it on my channel because I've got more than enough bandwidth because of the provider that I've got. So yeah, we can talk about wrestling and all that kind of stuff, and then that's going to be about an hour, and then an hour after that, we're doing an extra culture council, aren't we?
Yeah, just hanging out, probably some things. I think there's a few things I didn't get to, and there's probably a couple more. It could go an hour, it could go 2 hours. It just depends. Yeah. But we had fun last weekend because we didn't do Nerds on Saturday, so we did that instead. So we're going to do that tomorrow. So
the other thing I've got on the agenda, which I need to work with Joe, is we could be doing our first Retro Valley next week, potentially.
Yeah, I'm so ready for that.
So am I, mate. It's going to be absolutely a disaster. It's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be so much fun.
That was actually, it looks cool, man. It really does. No kid. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
So we just need to focus on the details of when we want to do that. But yeah, other than that, Saturday, Nerds Next Door with Joe.
All right. Yeah. Well, I have been go ahead, Rachel. What were you going to say?
Well, yeah, I've got a video coming out this weekend as well. It's a bit of a niche video, but more sort of like my actual genre, and it's all to do with the Bodygate scandal that's been going on in my acting industry at the moment. So if you wanted to learn something about my industry, come along.
Hell yeah.
Cool. I saw you shared something about that. Looked interesting. I'll be watching that, no doubt. I'll eventually drop a video if I can ever get the time. I just don't know. I don't know when, but I did figure out a couple of things I could do. I just have to find the time to get it done. But yeah, I'll be with me and Tuna, and if Joe's available, of course, he'll be there too. If not, he can pretend to be. We'll be at 1:15 1:15 Eastern time, 6:15 Greenwich Mean Time in England. You can find me on X. It's right here, Culture Pop B Hop on X. And then, of course, just hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to like and subscribe and find all the other people on the show. You can see a link to everyone's YouTube below in the description. Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks
Joe,
for having me.
we
Thank
really
you,
appreciate you
Richard.
coming and
Really
hanging
cool.
with us. We
Yeah.
enjoyed having you.
Thank
And
you.
Joe, Tuna, I appreciate you guys propping me up like
Thank you, brother.
always.
Yep,
All right.
for
Well,
sure.
much love to everybody, and we will see you tomorrow at 1:15 p.m. Take
See you
care.
later, guys.
Bye.